minute in this series. He's Pittsburgh's all-time leader in penalty minutes, both in regular season and in playoffs.
Yeah, and he's going to be doing it by design here. No calls made here, but Konecny's the one battling down on his keister, trying to get this one in. The puck is free. Ref doesn't see it. But that's the kind of start you want here.
Flyers will make a change. That Martone line goes to the bench, and Philadelphia brings out their third line. Cates with Michkov and Denver Barkey. And Barkey's played really well in this series so far. Probably the smallest guy in this series, but he sure doesn't play that way. Cates tossed out of the ball. Michkov will come in and take it against Noel Achari, and they're going to toss Achari out. Blake Lizotte might be Pittsburgh's best skater in this series. He can't win it. Michkov does. Shot from Cedar, and it's gloved by Pittsburgh's best player overall, Stuart Skinner. He's got that in the glove. Yeah,
Skinner. They've been going after the glove frequently, the Philadelphia Flyers. This is a shot through the screen. Nice draw by Michkov to win this straight back.
On a faceoff, Pittsburgh finally comes out as Achari put it into the middle. Lizotte shoveled it in wide of the Philadelphia net. Jolson back to play that on the far wall. Tip pass to Penguin. Thrown back toward the goal mouth, and it's kicked away by Dan Vladar. Dangerous bouncing puck right in front. Outright point, and Clifton misses the net. Michkov unable to clear up the far wall. Pittsburgh keeps it in. Achari banked it off of Michkov. At the line, they go point to point. Clifton shot deflected off a man. It's loose out in front. Good defensive play by Cates, but Pittsburgh couldn't put the puck to the net. Now controlled by Noah Juulsen. And Juulsen will relieve pressure and lift it out. Offended was Denver Barkey. The crowd reacts to that. It's an icing called here against Philadelphia.
Oh, you can see already the refs are going to let certain things go. You're going to have to be pretty dirty for them to raise that arm, but even the little ones, they're going to add up eventually. The refs will have to call those little stings behind the play.
Sanheim and Risto are out here against Crosby. It's the top line against top line here. Trevor Zegras is out. Matvei Michkov is still out there because the Flyers were unable to complete a change after the icing. Risto lined it up the near boards. That'll go all the way down the ice, and the Flyers will get Michkov to the bench. So Owen Tippett jumps out. Tippett with Forster and Zegras. Here's Ricard Raquel up the right wing into the Philadelphia zone with a shot. Big pad save all the way at the line. Witherspoon sends it to the corner. Sidney Crosby back to Witherspoon with a shot, and a glove save. It's loose, and the Penguins bang it back out in front, and it hit a man right in front of Vladar. Another shot wide of the goal. Pittsburgh putting the early pressure on. So far, the Flyers have been able to hold them at bay.
Yeah, same breaking up plays, getting a little bit of interference on the shots or the shot stick. And Vladar obviously making good saves. Good rebound protection, too, from Vladar.
Sanheim behind his own goal. He's got room on the near side now. A lead pass up through the middle. Off the stick of Chinikov. He was looking for Glendening. Girard is pressured. Couturier got it on goal and jammed it on net. We got a penalty coming up, though. It's going to be a trip on Sean Couturier. And for the third game in a row, Pittsburgh's going to get the first man advantage.
Yeah, Couturier, it was a stick check on the turnover. The puck came free.
Philadelphia, number 14, 2 minutes for tripping.
So it is a tripping penalty on Sean Couturier at the 3:21 mark. Not sure about that, but...
Well, it wasn't through the stick. He actually used his leg a little bit, extended it, and that caught the skate of the Penguin defender.
Not exactly a slew foot, but basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's that would be tripping.
So here comes Pittsburgh power play. They're 0 for 7 with 3 shots in the first 2 games. Crosby with Rust, Raquel, Malkin, and at the point, Erik Karlsson. He's the dangerous one, believe it or not. Here's Christian Dvorak, shorthanded, carries in, and the Flyers are offside as Glendening picked up the skate just ahead of him. So it's astonishing to be able to say that the Flyers have more goals than the Penguins do on Pittsburgh power plays at this point of the series.
That's the way it's panning out, but there's new seasons in the playoffs. You can get it right off the regular season. Games tend to change. Not like that much, though. Polar opposite, Tim.
PK's been good. They've gone, including the regular season, 10 of their last 15 games, they've shut out the opposition. Lifted down the ice, that bounces in on Skinner. Flyers still have Dvorak and Glendening on the PK. Now Pittsburgh from behind their own net. Erik Karlsson got away from Dvorak. Up the right wing to Rust. They hit the Flyer line, dish it in deep. In after it is Raquel, ridden into the end wall. The Flyers' Sanheim chopped it to the line, but not out. Karlsson gets it over to Malkin. Fake the shot, then try to pull the trigger. Blocked by Glendening. Back in below the net. Brian Rust banked it off the end wall. Crosby turns it right point. Raquel gets it across. Erik Karlsson to Crosby into the middle for Malkin. Malkin back to the line. Crosby teed it up. Karlsson shot deflected just wide of the goal. Broken stick on the ice. A Flyers without one. That's Glendening. He got to the bench for a new stick. Here's Crosby back in front, and the Penguins score. Malkin on the near post. What great passing. Crosby to Raquel to Evgeny Malkin, and Malkin has just tied Mario Lemieux for the most playoff power play goals in Pittsburgh history. The Pens draw first blood with a 1-0 lead.
Tic-tac-toe on the power play. Save is almost made. The original shot is actually missed by Malkin, and then the rebound he's able to pick up as Vladar can't get to that far post. But that broken stick right there, Glendening, that kind of sets up that open lane. He's got to go get a stick. Not his fault. He's got to go get that stick returned. But that is the timing. That's the mistake. That's the error that allows that ice to open up to that backdoor play from Crosby over to Malkin.
29 power play goals in the playoffs for Evgeny Malkin. Only Alex Ovechkin has more among all active players. So Pittsburgh scores first. Here's Drysdale looking to get it back for the Flyers. He dumps it in deep. Forrester and Tippett on the end wall. Tippett knocked off his stick. Kidlow plays it ahead as Tippett drills him. Upended was Brazeau stepping by him, and Trevor Zegras gets it right away. Drysdale threw it at the net, and Skinner swallows that up as Forrester was trying to fight through traffic.
Yeah, and that's where the Flyers got to be strong. It's in back pressure, turnovers, and then transition game. They've had some success in the neutral zone with that of late against Pittsburgh.
So the play on the power play goal was Malkin from Rust and Crosby. It was Rust that made the great goal mouth pass. They go east to west to east on the Malkin goal. And Pittsburgh scores on their first shot of their 8th power play chance. From center ice, Denver Barkey rolls it in deep. Skinner out of the net to the corner. Now Barkey in front. He had Michkov between the circles, and he just missed him with a pass. Sam Girard takes over for the Penguins. They'll lay it up the right wing. Igor Chinakhov hits the Philadelphia line. He gets it across. Here's a shot coming late from Noah Chari, and a good save by Dan Vladar. That's key there.
Yeah, 10-bell save there. Vladar had to fight that one off.
The 10 goes point to point. Shoveled wide of the net. Achari in behind the goal with Lizotte. Spins it out left point. Held in by Girard. Girard back into the middle, and a Flyer. Noah Cates got a stick on that, deflecting it up and out of play.
Oh, Pittsburgh's got some life after that first goal.
Yeah, you don't think about trying to weather the storm in your own building, but Pittsburgh has come out and done what they needed to do to get some of the bad taste out of their mouth from the first 2 games.
Yeah, bad taste out of their mouth, but also it's critical to take the fan base out of this too early on, and a first goal can do that. It's a good way to neutralize things in your favor.
Crosby on a face-off. Pittsburgh gains control after the Flyers had a chance to clear Brian Rust. Checked there by Ristolainen. Crosby on the end wall. Turned away from Sanheim. In front, and Rust missed the net from the right circle. Back out left point. Thrown across into the corner. Back out to Erik Karlsson. He'll tip it free. Rust sends it to the corner. Ricard Raquel jammed it free on the end wall. Here's Crosby out of the corner. Played it up top. Carlson unable to get it by Konechny, and Konechny will spin it back to Christian Dvorak. Quickly headbanding up the left wing to Porter Martone. Martone back to Dvorak. Dvorak in the Pittsburgh zone, looking for Konechny. That was batted away. Look out, Pittsburgh 2-on-1 the other way. Brian Rust, he's got Raquel coming, and then broken up. Good defensive play there by Cam York.
That was a 3-on-1. He just broke up on a turnover.
Konechny to the Pittsburgh line. Left wing pass. Martone took a shot. He fanned on that. Gets it back in front, and Dvorak had it knocked away from him as the Penguins got a stick on that cross-ice pass.
Ryan Shea, great defensive play for Pittsburgh in front. Breaks that one-timer up.
So Cam York might have saved a goal. Ryan Shea just did one as well. Here's Connor Clifton on the right wing half boards. Tommy Novak Batted away by Konechny in Philadelphia off to center. Couturier will dump it into the far corner. Philadelphia completing a change. We played about 6.5 minutes of this opening period. The Penguins score on the first power play chance of the contest after the tripping penalty on Sean Couturier. Here is Jeremy Lauzon dumped in deep, or Brazeau rather, Justin Brazeau. That's the only addition that the Penguins made, or change that they made to their lineup. Justin Brazeau in place of Elmer Soderblom. Fired in deep behind the Pittsburgh cage. And the Penguins start out. Girard up the right wing to Chris Letang. He'll gain the red line, send it deep. Ristolainen into the far corner. Carries him behind the net. Played it away from Chinakhov. Fired back in below the goal, and Ristolainen's got to leave it there for Travis Sanheim. Sanheim's got room now. His outlet pass, and he put it right off the skate of Chinakhov, and the Penguins put it back in. On a delayed offside, the Flyers come out. Sanheim cut into the middle at center ice. Cut over to the right side. Carried into the Pittsburgh end. Trying to go around the defenseman, Erik Karlsson, and just had it tipped away from him. Karlsson gives it up. Girard waits for the Flyers to back out. And then Erik Karlsson at center regains the center ice red line. Dumped in deep. He misses. Lauzon with the pass. Flyers quickly the other way. Tip it. And beat to the puck by Parker Wotherspoon, who plays it back to the neutral zone. Achari unable to find Connor Dewar with that. Dewar ties up his man. Cates played it back to Cam York. And York will turn it in behind his own goal. Michkov up that right wing, unable to handle that pass. It goes off of him on his own side to center ice. That's going to be an icing called here against Philadelphia.
Well, I like the fast play. The defenseman Cam York and Drysdale, rather than allowing that forecheck for Pittsburgh to be set up, they're using their speed to their advantage, getting to that puck by busting back as fast as they can, but turning up right away. Making those outlet passes. Forwards got to be ready when the D-men are moving that fast.
Boy, Konechny had Christian Dvorak set up for what would have been a tying goal, if not that great defensive stick by Ryan Shea. We had a time on the ice, 11:42 to go. Here in the opening period, the Penguins with a 1-0 lead on the Philadelphia Flyers broadcast network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
This week at Acme, get beef strip steak value pack for $7.99 a pound, or blackberries or raspberries, 6-ounce or 1-pound strawberries for $3 for $10. Hurry in now or download the Acme mobile app to shop any way you want, in store, delivery, or to drive up and go.
This week at Acme, save big on breakfast with our buy one get one free deal on General Mills cereal, Nature Valley premium protein bars, or Betty Crocker fruit snacks, or stock up on Chobani yogurt for $10. Hurry in now or download the Acme mobile app to shop any way you want, in-store, delivery, or to drive up and go.
The demand for nurses in Philadelphia and New Jersey continues to be high. Jersey College is where careers like Nicole's began.
If you're really considering becoming a nurse, go to Jersey College, speak to the admissions, and let them guide you on your journey to becoming a nurse.
At Jersey College, we'll help you find the nurse inside you.
Jersey College gave me all the tools and confidence I needed to prepare me to be an emergency nurse.
Jersey College, serving the Philadelphia area and Central New Jersey, with campuses in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania, and Ewing, New Jersey. Visit jerseycollege.edu.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Become a Flyer season ticket member for the 2026-27 season and gain immediate access to tickets for this year's Stanley Cup playoffs at the lowest available price. Text plans to 61259.
Well, Game 3 and the Penguins have their first lead of this series. After the power play goal by Evgeny Malkin, Flyers have taken an early penalty in the first half of the first period in all 3 games. Still want to keep this 5-on-5 as much as possible. But out comes the Crosby line with Rust and Raquel. Pittsburgh won the faceoff. Witherspoon drives it in deep. Sanheim behind his own goal. Ristolainen up the far wall. Martone unable to deflect it out of the zone. The Penguins send it back behind the net. Sanheim took a peek around, then placed it up the near side, and Konechny deflects it back into the Pittsburgh end of the ice. Martone watches Wotherspoon play it up the left wing. Now Ricard Raquel's got skating room. Forced wide to the corner by Sanheim. And Crosby wrapped it back into the corner. They try to work it for Erik Karlsson, but Philadelphia got to it and cleared. That just got out of the reach of Christian Dvorak up through center ice. Evgeny Malkin runs into Konechny and separated from the puck. Turnover by Malkin. I think he leads every player in the series in turnovers. Here's Rasmus Ristolainen. Back over to Travis Sanheim. Inside the Flyer line. Risto into the middle of the Michkov. Left wing. Konechny will drive it into the right wing corner. Flyers complete a change as TK gets to the bench. Wotherspoon from behind his own goal. It's Michkov, Cates, and Denver Barkey. Played away by the Flyers hit their own line. Barkey gives it off to Cates. Cates dishes it in deep, and Pittsburgh's got a turn to play that. Cates trying to get in the forecheck. Held up and turned around by Malkin. That's the crowd's reaction. Could have easily been interference.
Absolutely, or hooking. Ref seen it, didn't make the call.
Sidestepping a man who was Chris Letang. Then he did turn it over. And Garnet Hathaway shovels it in deep. Philadelphia trying to get that fourth line out. And a big hit on the end boards on Hathaway. And then he was pulled to the ice. And the officials have just decided they're not going to call anything.
That's a style of play. You need that energy to change the momentum.
Into the right wing corner. Hathaway on the wall. We'll leave it for Couturier. A little reverse hit there on Brazeau. Batted way in front and just over the stick of Hathaway. Hathaway tried to step around Ben Kindle. Puck is free and the Penguins backhanded down the ice. Race for the puck. Justin Brazeau angled to the wall there by Noah Juleson. And Philadelphia comes the other way with Pittsburgh's had two players caught. Couturier late in the shift though. He'll just dish it across into the right corner. On the forecheck, Glendening unable to get there in time and the Penguins come out. Connor Clifton. Through center ice, broken up by Sanheim. Here's Owen Tippett in. Tippett with the backhand and shoveled up over the net. It went to the right corner. Forster and Tippett in close quarters in the corner, but on the wall, the Penguins are able to wrap it out as Chinakhov took a hit from Tippett. Stepping back into Sanheim, he's onside. Fired it in deep. Shea outlets. Blake Lizotte up the far wall into the middle. Chinakhov turned it over to Sanheim. Here's Tippett at the line. Left wing pass Forster. Forster into the slot. A shot by Zegras just wide of the net as he let that one-timer go quickly. Sanheim back to the line. Wrists the line in point to point. Sanheim sidesteps a man. Threw it into the goal mouth and a save there by Skinner as Pittsburgh heads the other way. Noah Chari lugs it into the Philadelphia zone, and before Blake Lizotte could take a shot, he looked up and lost it. Trevor Zegras chipped it off the wall. He gets it to center as Philadelphia wants a change. Zegras' two line mates got off there. Zegras still out there looking for it at center, but the Penguins will play it back in behind their own goal. 8:25 to go in this opening period. Good forecheck by Porter Martone. Pittsburgh behind the net. They get it left wing. Good spin move by Wotherspoon to get away from Dvorak. Gains the red line and shoveled it in deep. Back for that is Cam York. York behind the net. Jamie Drysdale's got room to skate. Off the glass. He gets it up the left wing. Martone finds it. Stuffs it into the middle. Christian Dvorak trying to take it away from a man. Good recovery by Raquel. And it's batted into the right wing corner. Jamie Drysdale is there. He's hit, but braces for that and flipped it in deep. There with room is Erik Karlsson. He's hit by Martone. The Penguins gain control, though, and they'll come out. Parker Wotherspoon high into the air. The bouncing puck bounces past Drysdale. It caromed off him in, and Drysdale did well to recover to chip it away.
Yeah, great job. Drysdale stays with it there, finds the puck.
Pittsburgh right back in up the right wing. Rust winds and fires at a save off the arm of Dan Vladar. Nifty move by Michkov to get it out up the far side. And Pittsburgh pushes it back in. Anthony Mantha couldn't quite get there. Ristolainen behind the goal to Travis Sanheim. Good pressure by the Penguins early on in this opening period. Malkin into the middle at center ice. Chris Letang walks the line, carries in, bats it up that far boards. Into the corner, it swung in behind the net, and Mantha unable to get it in front. Broken up by Noah Cates. Malkin in the corner, gets it out left point. Chris Letang turned, rolls it across into the near corner, and Ristolainen there to bang it up the boards and out. Pittsburgh will take it back into their own zone, but we get a whistle behind the play. I think the net is knocked off its moorings behind Dan Vladar. So we get a timeout. 6:51 to go in the opening period. 1-0 Pittsburgh on the Philadelphia Flyers broadcast network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Ready to plan a weekend the whole family can get behind? Find your retreat in Valley Forge and Montgomery County, just outside Philadelphia.
From outdoor adventures and hands-on attractions to charming downtowns, there's something for everyone to explore together. As America's 250th birthday approaches, discover the stories that shaped our nation and make a few of your own along the way. Start planning your retreat at valleyforge.org.
Xfinity tech support. I can't get Jurassic Park back online without... But no worries. Our Wi-Fi boosted mobile keeps you connected in all kinds of places.
Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Dear Winter, Toyota can't get enough of you. Because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/25.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Tickets are on sale now to watch the Flyers face off against the Penguins at Xfinity Mobile Arena in the first round of the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs. Get your tickets at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
It's a sea of orange here at Xfinity Mobile Arena. First home game since, 8 years ago to the day. 2,922 days ago, the last time the Flyers actually played a playoff game in this building.
I tell you, if you haven't been to a hockey game in a while in Philadelphia, or if you haven't been to a hockey game, get down here for playoff hockey in Philadelphia. It is something special in all sports.
Here off a faceoff, Chinikov stumbles as he tried to get a shot to the net. Drysdale up the far wall, tip free for Couturier. Couturier at center. Tried to lay it back to Garnet Hathaway, but the Penguins come back and break it up. Ben Kendall gives it up. Letang behind his own goal, and Sam Girard starts out. Back to Letang. He's got room to skate to the red line. Fired it across into the far corner. Glendening unable to control that puck before he lost it, and the Penguins chop it around to the near side. Picked up there by Couturier after Hathaway upends Erik Karlsson. They're all tangled back in the Flyers zone. Glendening trying to outwork 3 Penguins. Kept it free. Couturier comes in late and gives a shot to Ben Kendall with a shoulder check. Bouncing puck back into the Philadelphia end. Ristolainen holds off Noel Acciari. Sanheim cuts off Acciari, and the Flyers tip it gets there. Flipped it off the glass. Batted out to center, but controlled by Connor Dewar, and he'll just fire it back in. Ladar stops it in behind his own net. Ladar leaves it for Sanheim. Up the far wall. A little miscommunication, but Zegras pushes it out. And Tyson Forster's got Sanheim jumping in late. Sanheim took the shot from inside the line. That was blocked and controlled by Connor Dewar, who's able to clear. On the way back into the Philadelphia end. Ristolainen for Tyson Forster. Left wing pass. Zegras lays it up the wall. Pittsburgh back for that. Flyers have not gotten much attack time in the offensive zone. At least not sustained pressure. Pittsburgh backhands it in up over the Flyer net. Back for that is Cam York. York leaves it in behind the goal. Drysdale got rid of that. That bounces away from Tippett, but Dvorak gets over to help out and force it to center. Tippett tripped up. He'll go to the bench as the Flyers complete a change. York off the wall, sends it back into the Pittsburgh zone. Will that go far enough for knifing? They're going to wave it off. Konechny on the forecheck delivers a hit. Then Porter Martone comes in, but Crosby at center gets it across to Brian Russ. Stepped in, onside. Dropped it Erik Karlsson. Karlsson forced to the corner. In front, that was blocked by Konechny, and Konechny able to tip it to center, just couldn't catch up to it.
Great job by Konechny getting back on defense.
Turned over to Konechny, but Martone was offside, so he just has to chip in and go to the bench to change. 4.5 minutes to go in this opening period as we near the RAV 4 minutes to play here in the first period. And the Flyers will dish it ahead of the Pittsburgh line. Letang controls, pressured by Denver Barkey. Barkey trying to kick it free. He's upended by Letang. Shot to the net by Michkov, and Skinner made that save. Here are the Penguins, Evgeny Malkin, and he'll slide it in deep. Back for that is Nick Seeler. Seeler hard around, out of the reach of Denver Barkey. Otherwise, he'd have had some skating room. Philadelphia changing. Pittsburgh quickly gets it to Anthony Mantha. 33-goal scorer. He's still looking for his first goal of the series. In fact, I don't think Anthony Mantha has a shot yet.
Well, the Flyers have started to play a little bit better now. But the momentum's still in Pittsburgh's favor.
Yeah, possession time certainly belongs to Pitt so far. Vladar comes out of the net, stops it in behind his own goal. Bristol lining up the wall right to Ryan Shea. Shea's shot misses. And Couturier on the near boards is able to lift it to center. Hathaway looking for Glendening in the middle. Couldn't quite find him with that. Glendening finishes his check. Flyers in on the forecheck. His fourth line's done it the whole series. But the Penguins finally lift it out. Travis Sanheim back inside his own zone. He'll delay as the Flyers get fresh legs. Tippett with Forrester and Zegras now coming out. Up the left wing to Tippett. Tippett backs into the zone and then threw it wide of the goal. Or up over the net. Zegras on the far wall. Couldn't find it. Forrester helps out. Got into Zegras. Zegras below the net. Turned away. Broke the ankles of two Penguins. He gets it back to the blue line. Center in front and deflected away by Blake Lizotte. Before Zegras could settle it and shoot, it's up and out of play. We get another timeout. Under 3 to play in the opening period. 1-0 Penguins on the Philadelphia Flyers broadcast network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Dear Savvy, Toyota says you can have it all. With the Camry, the Corolla, and the Corolla Cross. You've got the tech, you've got the drive, and you've got Toyota value that spells affordable. You ready? Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen. Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
When this is the sound of a waterfall in nature, there's no cause for concern. But when it's the sound of water gushing through your living room ceiling because a pipe bursts inside the wall, there's reason to panic unless you pick up the phone and call 1-800-SERVPRO. Only the cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro can help make fire and water damage like it never even happened. So make the call to 1-800-SERVPRO at the first sign of water damage. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Reserve your Flyers club seat membership for the 2026-27 season and get priority access to tickets for this year's Stanley Cup playoffs, along with access to all Xfinity Mobile Arena events. Text CLUB to 61259 to learn more.
And Denny Malkin's got the only goal. It came on the power play in this opening period. He is now tied with Sidney Crosby for the most playoff goals against Philadelphia. Zegras comes out with Tippett and Forrester. Face-off circle to the left of the Penguin net. Flyers been outshot 10-9 so far. Pittsburgh wins this face-off and lifted high into the air. Back to the Flyer line. It bounces right in front of Noah Juleson. He pushes Lizotte back out to center. Now Philadelphia will take over. Nick Seeler up the left wing. Out of the lineup tonight, Emil Andre again. He's banged up and considered day-to-day. That's really the only injury per se. Here's Zegras, tipped it back. Forster took a shot that was blocked and carried down to center. Of course, Nikita Krobenkin is also on the shelf. Cross-ice pass. They were looking to get it to Zegras. Tippett then runs into Connor Dewar. Zegras over the line. Dishes it over to Forster. Forster's shot, and up over the net it goes. Sanheim in the far corner, deep in the Pittsburgh zone. Flyers trying to get a change made as he pulls it back below the goal line. Zegras in tight, and he had a short shot side chance that Skinner held the post on. Ristolainen turned away from Raquel in the corner. In the right circle, took a shot and hit a man right in front of Skinner. It's kicked in below the goal line. Zegras plays it out right point. Ristolainen gets it to Travis Sanheim. Sanheim to Konechny, back to Travis Sanheim. In front, and unable to get a stick on that was Martone. And Ristolainen can't get the shot to the net to keep it in the zone. It's cleared to center. Risto quickly over to Sanheim. Flyers putting pressure on now, really for the first time in this first period. in the middle. Cam York trying to get it in deep. That hit a man through the play-in offside with 1:27 left in the first.
Well, they're trying to generate a few close calls to connecting, but you can tell how much the Flyers actually have to do work in that offensive zone to generate those chances. They'll come, but you're going to have to put that extra effort in. Fletcher Cox in the house tonight.
Yeah, a lot of people in the house celebrating playoff hockey in South Philadelphia for the first time in a while.
He would have made a good hockey player.
Yes, he would have. Ricard Raquel gets it in deep. Back for that, Jamie Drysdale. Quick outlet. He was looking for Glenn Denning. Then it missed everybody. And that'll be an icing called against the Flyers. Fridge, what do you see adjustments that the Penguins have made to better get into the Philadelphia zone?
Well, the one thing that they do, they're tighter in the neutral zone. The defensemen are standing up as well. But that back pressure, I think, is the biggest difference. The forwards for the Pittsburgh Penguins, when the Philadelphia Flyers are trying to apply the pressure in the transition, the back pressure's there. They're picking up the pucks.
Sidney Crosby just fell in the faceoff circle. I didn't think he got hit by anybody, but he's acting like he was upended.
I don't know. I want to see what happened.
He was coming in to the faceoff dot. And the stick of Hathaway came up and accidentally caught Sidney up high. Tell me they're not going to make a penalty call here. Come on. Are you kidding me? They're making a penalty call. And Hathaway's trying to get to Crosby like you diving baby.
Yeah, he did dive. It's a joke, and they're giving him the call for that?
I can't believe they're buying that.
He went through. Hathaway goes through the face-off circle. He's just kind of switching his stick in one hand, and it taps Crosby on the face, and he goes down like he was shot with an elephant gun. I mean, come on, that's embarrassing. Then you know what? Let him have it. Let him have it.
Crosby is coming over. They're going to give Crosby a dive, I think. Embellishing. Damn right.
Good job, Philly. That's the fans. The fans got that one right there. You can't make that call. The rest should have never called that.
Now
just
Konechny is coming over and chirping Crosby in the penalty box. Boy, it sure looked like they were going to fall for that. My goodness.
Even the way they called it, you got to be careful there. The fans, do you hear the fans just...
2 minutes for embellishment. 2 minutes for high sticking.
So it's high sticking on Hathaway, completely inadvertent. He got a stick tangle with the linesman, and he was just trying to pull it back. This is before play. This is as they were setting up for a faceoff. That stick clipped Crosby. Crosby went down like, as Fritz said, he was hit and shot by an elephant gun.
Yeah, just absolutely. Goes down in a heap. He's got that smile on. This is what he does, right? The detention's on him. He feeds on this. Crosby, I don't like it at all, but they caught him, but they didn't make the initial call.
He's a great player, but come on. Gordie Howe would never embellish something like that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Could you see
it would have been worse if he got away with it.
Could you see Mr. Hockey pulling something like that?
No. Don't do that.
So we'll go 4-on-4 minus Crosby. Crosby for Hathaway. Well, that's not a bad trade-off. Pittsburgh wins the face-up in the Philadelphia zone. Erik Karlsson wheels him behind the net before he had it knocked away. And the Flyers start from behind their own goal. Ristolainen skates away from Evgeny Malkin. At center ice, gets the red line, gets the Pittsburgh blue line. Final minute of play. Gave it up to Sanheim. Sanheim threw it wide of the net. Didn't get much on that shot. Cates protects it on the wall, but kept in. Tyson Foerster now. He's got Cates driving the front of the net and couldn't get it by Karlsson. Foerster protects it on the boards. Tyson Foerster chipped it up the wall. Ristolainen jumped in. Bad angle from below the goal line. Sends it back in front. That hit a skate of Erik Karlsson and eludes Cates. Cates gets to it into the corner. 33 seconds left in the period. Cates from behind the net to the base of the left circle, back below the goal line. Leaves it for Foerster coming in late. York with a shot, and he snaps it wide as the Flyers finally got the shot to the net and missed.
Oh, good play by the forwards. Cates and Foerster York coming from the bench just misses that shot.
Chinakhov behind the back pass. Raquel hits the line with 10 seconds left in the period. Get a man going to the net, and a shot glove down by Dan Vladar. Tippett's got it. Long stretch pass trying to get it to Zegras at the Pittsburgh line. 1 second left, and the horn sounds before he can get it to the goal. The first period comes to an end. The two teams end up 4-on-4 at the end. That's how they'll start the second period. But Pittsburgh will take a 1-0 lead to the room after one.
Well, everything that you could expect. Pittsburgh obviously coming into this barn, they needed to have a good first period, a good start. Flyers helped them out a little bit, putting them on the power play, took the momentum away right there, and then it was pretty much that first period you got to give to Pittsburgh. They kind of stuck to their game plan. By the end there, the last two shifts, I like what I see in the Flyers. Getting that speed again, understanding they got to get on the forecheck, use their speed in the offensive zone to try to create separation on offense. I think this is going to pair up for a nice second period, Tim.
Third game of the series, third game in a row. The Flyers take an early penalty. This one, the Penguins take advantage. Malkin gets his second of the series from Roston Crosby. It's 1-0 Pittsburgh after the opening 20 minutes. Stay tuned. Our first intermission is coming up with Brian Smith, Jason Martinez after these words on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with your family's favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how everybody gets a delicious meal they'll love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
I'm Kelly Munson, President and CEO of Independence Blue Cross. Playoff hockey is back in Philadelphia, and we know we can count on the orange and black to deliver passion, grit, and resilience on the ice. Off the ice, you can count on IBX to serve the people of our great city all year long. For more than 85 years, we've been here when you need us, and we're proud to be the official health insurance partner of the Flyers as they compete for the Stanley Cup. From one home team to another.
Let's go Flyers!
Fans, discover the Legacy Club in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where every day is a chance to create lasting memories. From its stunning golf course to distinctive dining options and family-friendly amenities, the Legacy Club offers something for everyone. Whether you're perfecting your golf game, enjoying a gourmet meal, or attending their exciting social or family events, the Legacy Club is your happy place. For details, visit thelegacyclub.com. That's thelegacyclub.com.
Hi, everyone. Julie Stewart-Binks here, along with former NHLer Nate Thompson. Join us on Energy Line as we share our takes, stories, and surprise guests every week. Patrick Kane, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Team USA head coach Mike Sullivan. 6-time Stanley Cup champion Mark Messier.
With over 800 NHL games, I know a couple guys.
Biz didn't have Twitter. No one knew who he was, so I called Whit, and I'm like, how's Biz? He was like, I'm telling you right now, you're going to hate him. Then he'll be your best friend.
Listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts,
or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey Flyers fans, elevate your Xfinity Mobile Arena experience with a membership at Prime Point Social. With a unique in-venue dining experience, a curated Philadelphia-inspired culinary program, and an intimate atmosphere overlooking all the action, Prime Point Social is the place to be this season. As a Prime Point Social member, you have access to an array of amenities and exclusive opportunities. Take your game day experience to the next level with a membership that fits your entertainment needs. For more information on how to become a Flyers Prime Point Social member, give us a call today at 215-218-7825. FW Webb for plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, pipe, valves, fittings, and more. FW Webb supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Webb has what you need when and where you need it. With extensive inventory, personalized service, over 100 locations, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast. Visit FWWeb.com for a location near you.
This is the Flyers Intermission Report with Jason Martinez and Brian Smith on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Flyers trail the Pittsburgh Penguins 1-0 after one period of play here at Xfinity Mobile Arena. Game 3 of this first round series between the Flyers and the Penguins, with Game 4 on tap for Saturday night right here at Xfinity Mobile Arena. And then if the Game 5 becomes necessary, That's going to return to Pittsburgh next Monday. Game 6 would be on the slate for next Wednesday here in Philadelphia. And if we have to go to a Game 7, it is Saturday the 2nd at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh. But Flyers are going to do everything they can to make sure it doesn't get to that point. Up 2-0 here going into Game 3. And again, Jason, I've been watching this series to this point. Be completely honest with you, I didn't see a ton different between that first period and the other 6 periods. The Penguins obviously have that 1-0 lead. They've got a little bit of a possession advantage. They had more shots than I think maybe they have had in some of those other periods. So they've
that's not hard to do. They had 2 in the last game in the first period.
Yeah. They've made some adjustments.
Yep.
But they've. I thought the Flyers played them pretty well for a first period here, where they're going to come out desperate, regardless of whether this game is in Philly or in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you knew you're going to get everything. You thought you'd get everything in Game 2 in Pittsburgh, and maybe they tried, and it just didn't work, and they tried to stick to what they done all season to get them that second spot in the Metro, and it just didn't work, and they didn't adjust or start adjusting until late in that game. And see a little bit of adjustment here. Not hard dump-ins, not hard rims, little chips that they've been kind of sending into the Flyer zone to try and get a body on the puck a little bit quicker than the defender, and kind of trying to win the battle that way. Almost, just below the hash marks, kind of where they are looking to kind of put pucks to shorten the ice a little bit for them when they do dump it in. And they've had a little bit of success in that and being able to get some zone time. And obviously they get the power play goal, and PK's been a big part of this series for the Flyers so far, but no time to panic. And, I thought the Flyers, while the building's crazy, they didn't let it affect them a whole lot other than the physicality that they played with. Both teams were physical in the first period, but I thought the Flyers initiated physicality a lot more often in that period than Pittsburgh did. They tried to respond with some physicality, but it didn't seem as effective as the Flyers' physicality on the forecheck and just finishing checks.
The hits are 24-12 in favor of the Flyers. Owen Tippett is on pace for 18 hits in this game. He had 6 in that first period. The shot totals, again, obviously Pittsburgh had a lot more shots on goal in that first period than they've had in previous first periods. But Pittsburgh's shot attempts in those first couple of games were generally equal to the Flyers. Philadelphia just forced them wide or blocked a ton of shots in those first 2 games. This time Pittsburgh got a few more shots through. I've been watching here these totals kind of change over the last couple of minutes. They've settled in at 11 each. The Penguins had 18 total shot attempts. Flyers had 21 actually. So they had 3 more attempts than the Penguins did there, which again wasn't the case in games 1 and 2. But I feel like this is a point in the game where Philadelphia is going to come out and maybe kind of turn things here in the second period. Obviously, down 1-0 is not optimal, but I'm not worried about where they're at right now.
No, not at all. And you look at the situation, you are a little extra juiced up and amped up in your home building. You haven't had a playoff home game here since 2018, so it's been a while. And the first time for about 95% of this roster that they've been the home team in the home building, in the playoffs, because it was last time it was in the bubble. I mean, I think there was only 2 players, probably Sanheim and Konechny in 2018.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
And Couturier, obviously. But so it's been a while. So you get through this first period and you kind of settle into the game, and they'll do that. And they had some good opportunities. I like something that they did at the very end of the period when they went behind their net with the puck. I think it was Tippett, and there was about 5.5 seconds left, and he didn't just kind of eat it, stretched it all the way up the ice to Trevor Zegras, and they tried to get a scoring chance.
Yep.
So to me, I like playing to the horn, to the whistle, and they did so there. And they had some good opportunities in tight on Skinner. He's been good in this game, but you got to continue putting traffic around him, because he will make the saves of the ones he sees. At least he has so far. So you'd like to see them keep putting traffic around him and make his job difficult.
Let's take a look at the highlights from that first period as Pittsburgh does get the only goal, and it comes on the power play in the early parts of the period. 4:18 in with Sean Couturier in the box for tripping at the 3:21 mark. Flyers almost survived this. They came 3 seconds away from killing it off. But Luke Glendening breaks a stick at an inopportune time, and that lets the Penguins get set up. They're able to barely convert this. Evgeny Malkin, second of the year, snuck inside the post just past the outstretched toe of Dan Vladar, and it made it a 1-0 game.
The Flyers without one. That's Glendening. He got to the bench for a new stick. Here's Crosby back in front, and the Penguins score. Malkin on the near post. What great passing. Crosby to Raquel to Evgeny Malkin, and Malkin has just tied Mario Lemieux for the most playoff power play goals in Pittsburgh history. The Pens draw first blood with a 1-0 lead.
Malkin from Rustin, Crosby at 4:18 of the first period, and again, definitely some good puck movement there, but the Penguins a little bit fortunate on that entire sequence.
Well, when you break the stick and then he goes to get another one, now your structure's broken down, and Crosby sees it as he's on the kind of the right point man at the top of the right circle, and he just does it's just a little three-man game that you're playing here. It's just tic-tac-toe, the pass down along the wall, or down along the goal line on the left side, then the cross-ice pass to Malkin, and there's nothing a goalie can do here. It's just a well-executed play, and because you're already down a man, and then you've got a guy trying to get back into the structure in the PK, it's a killer, and they take advantage of it. And they go up 1-0 in the game. Flyers PK has been very good so far through these playoffs, and it's going to have to be good. But they give up one here, and Penguins take the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and again, for Dan Vladar, there's been times in this series where he hasn't been very busy. There's been times that he has been pretty busy. But, again, in that first period, I thought he was pretty solid on, a Penguins team that is, so far in this game, at least generated several more chances than they have in the series so far.
Yeah, the thing I really like that he did, Smitty, is I really like the way he handled rebounds directionally. On a couple of occasions, on one, he really kicked a rebound out with his right pad to the point. It was to the right point, almost exited the zone with it. Sometimes you'll do that as a goalie. You see that clean ice over there, you go, okay, let me just directionally put this into like an area that's not going to be any problem. Did it a couple of times with the blocker as well and got some good covers. So that's what you want to do. When you got a team that's desperate that you're playing against, in Pittsburgh, down 0-2 in the series, losing both games at home, comes in with desperation. Yeah. Certainly more than the Flyers. Sometimes that's a time when you may want to slow the game down. But he also sped it up on a couple opportunities when he saw there were two Penguins down below the circle or below the goal line. So really good awareness from Vladar in that period.
Well, the Flyers are going to be playing from behind for the first time in this series. And, again, this is something that they are certainly not unfamiliar with. Right before things started to turn their way later in the season, the Flyers were doing all sorts of things in terms of the comebacks and stuff like that. And, it's again, when you look at the season as a whole, you don't want to put yourself in that situation very often, but the Flyers have shown this year that, they're able to play from any situation like this.
They won 20 games without scoring first.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they went the first 2 months and just kept doing it repeatedly. It defied logic. So, again, this won't be uncomfortable territory that they're in. It just comes down to how you respond here now in the second period. And, you got 40 minutes of action left. There's a lot of scar tissue starting to build up in the series a little bit. Like, you're starting to see it now. Pens are in a different building. They got this us against this, all the fans and the Flyer mentality going, and you're starting to see individual on individual scar tissue build up. You saw it at the end of the period, the thing with Hathaway and Crosby. I mean, you thought Crosby got hit by sniper fire the way he went down there. And it was clearly an accident as Hathaway's just going by. And they made the right call. And will you take that swap of no offense to Garney, will you take the swap Garney for Crosby for 2 minutes of the game? Every day and twice on Sunday.
I don't know how that John Boy guy takes submissions, but I really want to send that to him. I want to see the lip-reading analysis of that entire exchange. Well, we're going to step aside here because we're out of time on this edition of the Flyers Intermission Report. When we come back, Jason has a conversation with Travis Sanheim, and then Tim Saunders and Todd Fedork will have second period action for you here at Xfinity Mobile Arena, where after one period of play, it's the Pittsburgh Penguins 1 and the Flyers 0. Back after this on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This has been the Flyers Intermission Report on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
When this is the sound of a waterfall in nature, there's no cause for concern. But when it's the sound of water gushing through your living room ceiling because a pipe bursts inside the wall, there's reason to panic unless you pick up the phone and call 1-800-SERVPRO. Only the cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro can help make fire and water damage like it never even happened. So make the call to 1-800-ServPro at the first sign of water damage. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
The Flyers are teaming up with Holman to grow the game with the Goals for Gear program presented by HolmanAuto.com. For every Flyer goals scored, Holman will donate $275 to the Flyers Learn to Play Rookie program, which provides a unique opportunity for families to join the hockey community and for participants to develop fundamental skills to help them succeed both on and off the ice.
Ready to plan a weekend the whole family can get behind? Find your retreat in Valley Forge and Montgomery County, just outside Philadelphia. From outdoor adventures and hands-on attractions to charming downtowns, there's something for everyone to explore together. As America's 250th birthday approaches, discover the stories that shaped our nation and make a few of your own along the way. Start planning your retreat at valleyforge.org.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen. Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
Your home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey. 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, and 92.5 FM HD3 Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station.
For 20 minutes to play, Flyers trailed Penguins 1-0. Travis, I would say Flyers defenseman Travis Sanham, but you and Rissa really playing down the walls quite a lot and attacking them that way. That's something that you guys want to continue to do. Did you see opportunity there?
Yeah, I just saw some opportunities in the O-zone with forwards kind of coming up high and opening up a lane down low. So generating the best we can right now. Got to keep it going.
Sandy, your guys are really trying to deny them possession entries. You've done a good job of that. How do you adjust to their adjustment of chipping pucks in and then trying to get in and out in the forecheck that way?
Yeah, we just got to work in a group of five, have cleaner breakouts, guys holding guys up on when they do dump it in, so we have a little bit more time to execute, and then just working in a group of five and breaking out cleaner.
How do you use this crowd to your advantage?
Just not get too emotional and let it get carried away. Just let it provide energy, and I thought we settled in there.
That they did after one period of play. Penguins probably won the first half of the first period, got the only goal in the power play by Evgeny Malkin. But Fridge, the Flyers seemed to take the play away from Pittsburgh a little bit, had the momentum in the second half of that first. As we head to the second period, 1-0 Pittsburgh with the lead.
Yeah, I would say that they started to climb back or claw back at the end of that period. Started generating some offense, but that's what they're going to be having to do in this second period is claw forward, try to build offense. The Pittsburgh Penguins are playing a little tighter through that neutral zone. Their back pressure's much higher than the last two games, which is taking away time and space for the Flyers right now.
Two teams to start the second period, still 4-on-4 for 47 seconds. The penalty time left on the Hathaway Crosby Miners at the end of the first period. So far, I think the Flyers have done well to maintain their composure, not let their emotions get the better of them in this raucous atmosphere. And it'll really get going, Fridge, if the Flyers can get the next goal here.
Yeah, next one's a big goal. I think the Flyers probably got this one in their back pocket.
Owen Tippett flying again as he has the entire series. And Owen Tippett is kind of the poster boy. That play he made on the Hathaway goal on Monday, that is kind of the illustration of the Flyers are the younger, stronger, faster team.
Yeah, he's got some special skills that are being honed right before our eyes.
Zegras comes in to take the face-off, the 246s against Blake Lizotte, and Pittsburgh will ultimately control. Parker Witherspoon trying to skate away from Tippett, back in behind his own net. He'll leave it for Blake Lizotte. Lizotte up the far wall, and Witherspoon put it into the middle at center ice. Broken up by the Flyers. They quickly get it ahead. Zegras over the line, dropped it to Tippett. Back to Zegras in the corner. Plays catch with Drysdale. That bouncing puck, though, goes off of Zegras' stick, and Witherspoon turns it away. Wotherspoon's been good so far in this game. Here's Blake Lizotte hitting the flyer line, and then he's going to drag it back out at center as Pittsburgh completes a change. 8 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Chinakhov skates in. Igor Chinakhov pulled up with a shuttle up high and fought off there by Dan Vladar. Puck comes to the side of the net, and Vladar is going to cover it because he needs to collect himself. That shot, I think, stung him.
Looks like he took that one up around the neck area, maybe collarbone. We'll get a good look at it here, but he fought that one off. And anytime he gets into that white area of his jersey on his shoulders, there is some area that puck can kind of get in there, and it can smart a little bit.
He has been a big addition for the Penguins. Not so much in this series yet, but he had 18 goals in 43 games after he was acquired. They saw back in the Philadelphia end. Crosby unable to win the draw. Flyers off the glass. It does deflect as it goes into the crowd. And so they'll do this faceoff again. It's Martone out with Dvorak and Konechny. Sidney Crosby scoreless in the first 2 games, but he did get an assist on the Malkin power play goal in the opening period tonight. Crosby wins the faceoff. Raquel ripped a shot, and Vladar, I don't think, even saw it. He never moved. It went high and wide. Ran back in behind the net. Sanheim up the wall to Konechny. Konechny looked up, and the puck went by him all the way down the ice. That no icing as it's waved off. Gerard sandwiched between 2 Flyers in deep below the goal line. Philadelphia tried to knock that puck free. Konechny finds it behind the net. He's got Dvorak in front. Couldn't get it to him. At the point, Ristolainen over to Sanheim. His shot well wide. Upended is Porter Martone. The referee just looked at it. Here's Konechny in on the loose puck in the corner. Trying to kick it away from Ricard Raquel. Got free behind the goal line. Knocked away from Dvorak, and the Penguins dish a backhand out. Here's Noel Acciari at center ice to the Philadelphia line. Good stick. Ristolainen broke it up. It's offside, and they're going to take the faceoff all the way back down the ice. And then Letang gets a stick up in the face of Konechny, and they're both going to go.
Yeah, Letang and Konechny are going to go here. The ref's not. I don't know why he's talking to Martone. Martone's coming there defense of his teammate. There's nothing wrong with that, but the young cat's not allowed to do that in the ref's eyes. Stay out of it, right?
This is a minute 39 into the second period. And we'll go 4-on-4 hockey again as Philadelphia awaits their first Pico power play chance. I've noticed
unsportsmanlike conduct for both guys. What have you noticed, Tim?
I've noticed that the officials seem to be way too comfortable in admonishing Porter Martone. Like, you're a 19-year-old kid, and we're going to treat you a little differently than they would a guy that's been in the league for a year or 2.
Yeah, you're not going to be teaching them anything there, Zebras. Stay out of it. Shut your yappers. Don't talk to the players that don't have letters on their chests.
Not their place. Pittsburgh controls 4-on-4. The Penguins come out. Witherspoon, rink wide pass, controlled finally by Malkin. Up the right wing. Lizotte's got skating room into the Philadelphia zone. Slams the brakes on. Back of the line, Carlson misses Malkin with that pass, and the Flyers will take it behind their own net. Here's Cam York up that left side. York to center, gives it to Michkov. He'll slide up the boards, poked out of his reach, and then taken away by Erik Karlsson. Karlsson skated away from Michkov. And Karlsson right up the middle. Left wing pass in. Tommy Novak threw it in front, and unable to get there was Karlsson. And a penalty coming up as a Flyer was upended into the end wall. That's tripping on Karlsson. Cam York was the one that went crashing into the end boards. Michkov is tangled with Tommy Novak out away from the play. Actually, Witherspoon. But this looks like it will be a Flyer man advantage. It'll be Karlsson for tripping.
Yeah, Forster stayed right with Michkov there. Making sure he doesn't take an extra shot. But it looks like the Flyers are going to go on a power play. It's going to be 4-on-3 though, right?
Pittsburgh, number 65, 2 minutes for tripping.
This is behind the play. Karlsson actually catches York.
So on this 4-on-3 man advantage, the Flyers, their first Pico power play chance of the game. They're 0 for 7 after the first 2 games, just like the Penguins were. But the Flyers had 5 shots Monday, going 0 for 4. They've got 7 shots on 7 power play chances thus far in the series. They'll send out Dvorak with Zegras and Forster along with Jamie Drysdale. Face up in a far circle. They get it back to Jamie Drysdale. He'll give it to Zegras. Zegras in the high slot. Circle to Forster. Back up top, Drysdale. Net front is Christian Dvorak. Zegras teed it up. A shot by Forster, and that was blocked right to Noah Chari. He's able to clear.
I like that little play. Forster winds out up top, comes downhill with a big one-timer.
Dvorak to the bench, replaced there by Porter Martone. Here's Forster leaving it for Martone just inside the Pittsburgh line. To the right corner. Check for Zegras. Martone gets it middle point. Over to the left circle, and Forster shot deflected right on, and a good save by Skinner. His best save of the game so far. Jamie Drysdale walks the line. Gives it up to Forster left circle. Zegras net front. Back to Drysdale. Again to Forster in the left circle. Martone is on the near side. Jamie Drysdale backs over to the left circle. Doesn't shoot. Looking for a passing lane. Martone now took a shot up high and a save. His own rebound. Zegras takes it off the pad of Skinner trying to get it in front. Cleared to the line. Off the skate of Drysdale. It came out.
Drysdale tried to use his skate there. Want to see a D-man take it with their hand there. Nice try, though.
8 seconds left before each team will get a man out of the box. Here's Zegras spinning off a check. Gives it out in front. Martone with a backhand shot right on, and a save by Skinner. Great pass by Rasmus Ristolainen into a cutting Porter Martone.
What a nice little play. Porter Martone picks this up. This pass has some stank on it. Great hands by Martone to pick this one up. And he makes a little handshake, forehand to backhand, to get Skinner to try and open up. But Skinner doesn't bite. Right before that, he had a great opportunity in the slot. Little fake hesitation.
Martone does what Martone does. He went to the net and had another chance.
Skinner came up with a few nice saves there on Porter Martone's.
He has been the Penguins' best player in this series. Stuart Skinner has turned aside all 13 he's seen tonight, including a couple on Porter Martone on this power play. 30 seconds left on the man advantage. Ristolainen faked the drop pass. Now skates in. Flipped it wide of the net. Out of the goal. Skinner checked by Ristolainen. He was caught out of the net for a moment. Big hit by Owen Tippett, but the Penguins are able to get to the puck and clear.
I like that idea by Owen Tippett. The puck's there. Make the hit.
Michkov up the right wing. Back into the Pittsburgh line. Time running out on the power play. Michkov in the corner. Forced behind the net. Comes back the way he came. Unable to get it to Konechny. Finally did. The penalty about to expire. Here's Sanheim. Over to Tippett. Shoots one and deflected up over the net. Penalty is over. Penguins are back at even strength. Flyers Michkov. Gives it to Dvorak. Stuffs it in front. Here's Cam York with the drive. The rebound. Konechny. And Konechny can't beat Skinner. He was tied up. Tackled to the ice behind the goal. And we'll see if we got penalties here again. As Konechny was mauled there behind the net by Ryan Shea. Everybody's jumped into the party now.
Well, something made Shea absolutely lose his cool here behind the net. We couldn't see anything from this vantage. The net's blocking us. But some good old Pittsburgh Penguins, Philadelphia Flyers festivities are happening on the ice right now, Tim.
Listen to the crowd. They are absolutely appalled by this sort of thing.
What about a save on Konechny in the slot there by Skinner right before this happens?
It was Rust, and Konechny is challenging Rust to drop the gloves, and Rust won't do it. Now, Konechny's got to be careful. You don't want to take an odd penalty here. You've got to believe Rust was getting the initial call, or at least they were both getting one. But then everybody jumped in. Looks like a yard sale right now with all the paraphernalia on the ice.
Yeah, it was a pretty spicy little event between Rust and Konechny. And old Rusty Boy's having a hard time looking Konechny in the eyes. Doesn't want to lock eyes with TK out there on the ice.
Rust is being escorted to the penalty box. I'm assuming Konechny will go as well.
Now, Rust might have a little bit of bubble gum in his gloves there. They stuck on there. Konechny slid right off.
That's a little out of character for Russ. Konechny is questioning what the hell he's getting a penalty for, but he is being pushed to the box as well. So I don't think there will be another power play created here.
I'm not usually like TK does nothing here.
Well, did he get an elbow up on Russ?
I don't know, but when they're down on the ground, this is what happens. He rips his bucket off. That's what he did. Russ took his helmet off.
Well,
behind the net.
In my way of thinking, this kind of looks like the officials are just trying to
just keep it even keep them cool.
Up. Right.
Coincidentals are a good way to do that. Don't put a team on a power play if there's scrums. These are hard games for refs. I gotta give him a little bit of credit here because
Konechny had a good chance on that rebound, and then Russ tackles Konechny, rips the helmet off his head. If Russ doesn't get more than Konechny, that's kind of a travesty.
There should be some extra stuff there.
Now they're handing the official a sheet here, and they're taking notes, so maybe he's got a list of penalties.
It was initiated by Pittsburgh.
Starting to remind you a little bit of 2012, isn't it?
They just showed Konechny verbally abusing somebody.
That's one of his favorite things to do.
He's good at it. He's good with the...
Flyers are huddling up inside the Pittsburgh blue line. They've got 5 skaters out there, so we'll wait and see how they sort these out. But Rust is in the box. Konechny's in the Flyers penalty box. Flyers have outshot the Penguins at this point of the game 15-12. They have a 5-1 edge to start the second period.
Yeah, we're only 4.5 minutes into the second period, but...
Well, referee Francois Saint-Laurent's got his list in hand. He's going to come over to the Flyer bench. I'm not entirely sure. I've not seen this before where he's I don't know that's a lineup. I don't think it is. That would make no sense anyway this late. And Rick Tocchet is listening to the explanation. I'm just not sure what it's about.
He's probably getting all the right guys that it's supposed to serve some time.
Who need to go back out there or across the ice to the penalty box. Michkov is going to come over. I think he may have gotten one.
So they may be serving. They might get...
Michkov comes over. Sanheim comes over. Neither one of them stepped into the penalty box just yet. Well, the fireworks has already started here in Game 3. Pittsburgh, the only goal in the first period. Flyers now have 3, soon to be 4 guys in a penalty box. There's 1 Penguin in theirs. But the same referee went now over to the Pittsburgh bench with his list to confer with Dan Muse, the coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins. And Rust is standing up in the box, still exchanging verbal jarbs with Travis Konechny.
So there's 4 Flyers in the box right now. It's not a lot of room in there, Tim.
Not like that's never happened
Yorkie's standing
before.
on the outside. Yorkie's getting in there too. So all 5 guys are going. They're going to put 5 and 5 here.
Yeah.
You guys are all being bad boys. Everyone's going to the box. You got to serve your time. None of that horseplay in my barn is what the refs are saying. I don't like that. Let the boys play.
Well, open the Penguin door. Let's see what other Penguins come over.
Now they're just going to yell at each other in there.
You think we've seen the last of Russ Konechny? As I don't.
Yeah, there's going to be some emotions that spill out. vendettas are going to be made in this game. Guys are going to target on guys. Just try to get them a good hit. I'm not saying they're looking to go fight these guys. They're just going to start to play a little bit more physical. The relationships are starting to build.
Let's get the call for the referee.
Penalties on the play. Pittsburgh 17 has a 4-minute roughing. Everybody else has a 2-minute roughing. Philadelphia power play for 2 minutes.
It's going to be a Flyer power play. The extra penalty to Brian Rust. Rust did get 4, and I think that's the right call. 2 other players other than the main combatants drew minors, but the Flyers' Sanheim is in the penalty box along with Cam York, and I thought Michkov went in. So why the hell are there 4 Flyers in the penalty box?
I don't know. The fans were booing them. I couldn't hear the calls.
Konechny got 2. They're saying York got 2. Michkov got 2. Sanheim got 2. Dvorak got 2. Rust gets 4. Novak, Tommy Novak, and Connor Dewar also drew minors.
So there's 5 Flyers in one, 4 Penguins in the other.
But Rust got a double minor.
Rust got a double. Someone else is coming for the Penguins.
Yeah, gotta be.
All 5 guys for both teams.
Well, it's standing room only in the penalty boxes.
So it's a 2-minute power play for the Flyers after all of that. Everybody's on their feet in this building.
And Philadelphia will get their second man advantage of this game. On that first power play, although the Flyers failed to score, they did have 3 shots. And if they can get one here and tie this up, this somewhat subdued crowd hardly will go berserk. Blake Lizotte, actually it's Sam Girard finally coming over. And he'll go to the penalty box. Ryan Shea will come out and back across to the bench. So they're just trying to figure out who should be in there. In any case, it's going to be a 5-on-4 advantage for the Flyers. Cates will center Porter Martone and Tyson Forster, Zegras, and Jamie Drysdale.
They can't figure out who's on the ice, who's supposed to be on the ice yet. Talkett just asked the refs to make sure you got the right guys in the box. Linesmen are pulling guys across the ice now to make sure the right Pittsburgh guys are on the ice.
Shea was in there, went out, went to his bench, and they came and sent him back to the penalty box. So that's what the list was all about, was trying to figure out who was on the ice during that scrum. Some of the Penguins are trying to skate to stay loose, and the linesmen are trying to get them back on their bench.
I mean, the refs got to figure this out. The game's got to continue at some point.
Yeah, this has gotten a little silly that they can't identify who is on the ice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Penguins in the box.
Well, you didn't miss anything. You got all the penalties. Everybody got one.
There is more room on the 2 benches than anywhere else in the building. So Cates waiting for this faceoff just outside the Pittsburgh line.
There's more coaches on the bench than there are players.
The crowd is primed, and the Flyers look to tie the game with their second man advantage. Drysdale up the middle. Cates gains the zone, shoveled it in deep. Makes Latango in after it, but Cates beats him to the puck. Behind the goal, Martone misses Zegras with that. Look how Pittsburgh may have an odd man break the other way. Lizotte up the left wing. He's got a man going to the net and took the shot well wide of the goal. They don't get a chance. Cates the other way for Zegras, and Zegras gives it to Cates. Stepped in over the line, looked offside. Cates shoots up high, and a save by Skinner. The new rebound, and the Flyers unable to get it back at the net. Knocked down to the corner. Martone kept it alive. Zegras on the right wing, half boards. They've got Cates net front. Middle point. Drysdale shot deflected right on the loose puck and dish right back into him by Porter Martone. Martone will feed to Drysdale. Zegras with a one-timer. He scores! The power play goal by Trevor Zegras. Now you want to see a building go wild. The Flyers have tied the game.
Power play goal for Trevor Zegras. What an absolute laser. A one-timer. Great work, great poise. The original shot, Porter Martone could have banged away at this. No. Great poise. Picks this puck up, calms it down, sends it up top, and rifles this one, gets this one over to Trevor Zegras. That power play goal, what a shot. Short side over the glove of Stuart Skinner, and we got a tie ball game. The other thing I like, Timmy, the celebration was right in front. Trevor Zegras smashes the board to all his buddies in the penalty box and then celebrates in front of the Penguins penalty box to boot.
Zegras gets it on the man advantage, his first of this series. The Flyers first on the power play. And Porter Martone will draw yet another point as the Marty McFly story continues.
Well, both deaths. So many guys would just try to bang that puck in there. Porter Martone just stayed calm. He said, no, we're going to keep this play going. Brings it, skates it away from pressure. Gets it up to the point man, and then that one-timer from Zegras. And you know what? Zegras was talking to everybody while everyone was skating around. They said, we're going to score here. They're talking about a play.
1-1 the score. And listen to the Xfinity Mobile Arena now. Couturier out on the fourth line with Luke Glendening, guarded Hathaway. A whistle. The players can't hear the whistle. They've blown this down. I'm not sure if they're not making another penalty call. I think they are. It's like, guys, come on, let the players play. I think Couturier might end up getting one. And with any luck at all, this will all even out. How they single out Couturier after all that. Actually, it's Nick Seeler that's coming over. Is he going alone, though? Oh, are you kidding? A cross-checking penalty to Seeler, and that's the only penalty.
Well, here's where the composure's got to come in. Things are getting heated here. And I don't think it's necessarily the players that need to be composed. It's more the referees that got to stay composed. They're getting too involved in this game. Let these guys whack, hack, and play some hockey. That's how they play. If you haven't noticed, there's history between these two teams, and they don't mind playing hockey this way.
This is over-officiating. Here's a shot just through the crease and wide. Penguins skated 5-on-4. On the power play, they've already got one power play goal. Couturier is able to swat it out. It's cross-checking on Cedar, and the Penguins have the man advantage in a 1-1 tie. Here in the second, Malkin leaves it and then gets it back from Rickard Rakell. Up the left wing, took a hit from Ristolainen as he drives it in. Crosby back into the left wing corner. Risto checked by Malkin. Crosby into the circle. He missed Rakell with that. Flyers head the other way. Glendening hurries up the ice. Couturier skates in, cuts into the middle, shoots one, and deflected by Rakell. Up and out of play as Sean Couturier almost lit this place back on fire.
You got to love that. Glendening does a great job backing off the D, driving to that lane, and then a nifty little move by Couturier. And that's a thing. And that one hits net. That's going in. It redirects off of a stick in front and over, but that's the thing. You got to watch. The Flyers can strike on the penalty kill.
Yeah, the Penguins have given up 13 shorthanded goals, 12 in the regular season and 1 in Game 2. Only the Colorado Avalanche gave up more shorthanded goals this season than did the Penguins. Here's Pittsburgh on the man advantage for another minute 9. Rakell up the right wing. Kendall into the zone. Left it on the wall and headed the other way is Tyson Forster. He and Cates are out of gas. They'll bump it in deep. Cates goes in after it on the end boards. He's got Forster into the corner. Drill protects the pocket. Almost sent Forster to the net. Headed the other way. 3-on-2 Pittsburgh on the attack. Crosby into the middle. Good back check by Forster to get a stick on that. Crosby stuffs it out right point. Chris Letang will walk the line. Back over to Crosby. Malkin's got it. To Letang with a shot deflected just wide of the net by Raquel. Great redirection by Raquel in the slot. The loose puck, Pittsburgh keeps it in. Letang to Malkin. Across to Ben Kendall. Kendall shoots one. Blockered away by Dan Vladar. And the Penguins get it back to the left point again. 23 seconds left in the man advantage. Kendall from the left circle. Rink-wide pass. Malkin. Right circle. Back to the defenseman. Letang for Kendall, and he fanned on that. Picked up by Raquel. Back to Kendall on the half wall. He's got Malkin on the left circle now. Malkin turns, fired it across off a flyer. It went to the corner. Crosby's got it. 5 seconds left in the man advantage. In the corner, Crosby will stuff it back up top. Chris Letang walks the line. Penalty is over. Back in front, a shot knocked down in front. It hit a man, and Philadelphia will get to it. Cedar out of the box will chip it to the Pittsburgh line. Knocked away from Cedar, so Juleson will lift it in from center ice, and Philadelphia gets fresh legs. Zegras finishes the check in the corner. The Penguins dish it out into the neutral zone. We played 8 minutes of this second period. 1-1 the score. Drysdale back in onside. Dumped it in deep. Tippett delivers the hit on the end wall. Goes in after it. The bouncing puck is in the air. Zegras couldn't find it. The Penguins do. Clear to the line, but not out. Good keeping by Drysdale. Oh, it just goes by Tippett at the side of the net. And the Penguins take over and behind their own goal.
Tippett is doing some damage with the body right now. Both D-men for Pittsburgh are just laboring a little bit from some heavy body checks from Owen Tippett.
Shots in the second period, 8-2. Now it's lead pass picked off by Couturier. He's got Denver Parkey going in front. Couturier can't spin it there. And it's back into the Philadelphia zone where Jamie Drysdale hustles back for it.
That's a dangerous Sean Couturier. He can read those neutral zone plays, jump on weak passes.
Couturier's got it again. Stepped into the Pittsburgh line. Right wing pass. Here's Garnet Hathaway with a shot and knocked to the corner by Skinner. Glendening to the line. Juleson kept that in. Novak can't clear. Couturier with a shot at a bad angle. And a save there by Skinner. Glendening back in front. Oh, it hit the goal post. It deflected off the pipe. Back in front. Here's Ristolainen. Risto shoots. He scores! Rasmus Ristolainen! The Flyers the 2-1 lead.
Well, Tim, nothing warms my heart than seeing that fourth line just keep producing out there. Sean Couturier with a heck of a shift. Breaking up plays, creating turnovers, joining the rush and generating offense. He's got 2 line mates in Glendening and Hathaway, absolutely battle axes, nail guns in front of the net. And they just work and get this job done. Ristolainen finishes this play by sending it along the ice. And that is a Flyers goal. Nice job, Ristolainen.
He had 1 goal in the regular season. Now he's got his first ever playoff goal. And the Flyers have their first lead in Game 3.
Well, you can see that it takes 2-3 shifts in playoffs to really generate the breakdown that you need to produce. And before that, Owen Tippett with some massive body checks. It just takes the soul out of a team. And the fourth line comes on and just keeps the juggernaut going.
How about Noah Juleson delivering the primary assist back to Ristolainen?
To see that lane is a breakdown in the defensive zone coverage. And great work by the Flyers to stay with it, keep in motion, continuously rotating in position.
Flyers control the draw. Porter Martone poke-checked as he got to the Pittsburgh line. But you talk about momentum, it shifted. It belongs to the orange and black. Drysdale gets it ahead. Michkov at the line. Left it for Dvorak. Skates by a man. Dvorak stuffs it back out in front. Control by the Flyers. York gives it to Drysdale. Near circle. Michkov off a stick. Threw it in front. And that caromed off a man. The Penguins control and head the other way. Blake Lizotte skips it into the Philadelphia zone. York off the wall. Can't clear. And it's rolled back into the right wing corner. Couturier draws the other assist on the goal by Rasmus Ristolainen. Noah Juleson the primary. And the Penguins recover. Here's Erik Karlsson's got room to skate right up the middle to the Philadelphia line and was checked before he got a shot to the net. Then threw one off the side of the goal. Lizotte in the left wing corner. Pittsburgh's fourth line. They've been good this whole series. Cut off was Brian Russ, so he's out there with Lizotte right now. The other forward is Rickard Rakell. York finds the glass. Can't clear out. That hit a man. Thrown to the net, and a glove save by Vladar, and it'll be blown down. We get a timeout on the ice. 9:44 to go in the second period. Now a 2-1 Flyers lead on the Philadelphia Flyers broadcast network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
This week at Acme, get beef strip steak value pack for $7.99 a pound, or blackberries or raspberries, 6-ounce or 1-pound strawberries for $3 for $10. Hurry in now or download the Acme mobile app to shop any way you want, in store, delivery, or to drive up and go.
This week at Acme, save big on breakfast with our buy one get one free deal on General Mills cereal, Nature Valley premium protein bars, or Betty Crocker fruit snacks, or stock up on Chobani yogurt for $10. Hurry in now or download the Acme mobile app to shop any way you want, in-store, delivery, or to drive up and go.
Breaking news for your home. Way Day. Wayfair's big sale is almost here, and you can score the best deals in home. Like up to 80% off everything home. Yes, you heard that right. 80% off with free shipping on everything. Plus surprise flash deals all Way Day long. We're talking outdoor furniture and essentials, rugs, and more. All at Wayfair, and all up to 80% off during Way Day. Shop Wayfair's Way Day from April 25th through 27th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Get fired up for playoffs and shop the latest team apparel, including jerseys, hats, tees, and more. Only at shop.outfitters.com.
Now they know. Now the young Flyers who've never experienced playoff hockey in South Philadelphia know what it's all about. This building is on fire. 2 second period goals. Zegras on the power play. Rasmus Ristolainen even strength. And the Flyers, 2 of them, get their first goals of this series.
Yeah, Ristolainen's been a horse all series.
Rickard Rakell, bad angle shot, handled by Vladar. Flyers have numbers the other way if they hurry. Konechny pulls it over the line away from Crosby, but it's batted out the center. Flyers drive it back in. Now out at center, Crosby and Rickard Rakell. Rakell up the right wing, looking at the net. Trying to send it across. Philadelphia broke that up on a good back check. And Dvorak steps out the center. On the right wing, late in the shift. He'll backhand it in deep. The Flyers get fresh legs. 9:05 to go in a second period that seems like it's taken 2 hours. We're not complaining.
Guarded. Oh, no, it's been exciting the entire time.
Guarded Hathaway trying to find it. Couturier kicked it in. Hathaway gives chase. The Penguins go in after it into the corner. Great hit by Hathaway. Flyers get it to the line. Noah Juleson looking through traffic. Finally sends it over to Cedar. Cedar shot, and he scores! Nick Cedar! The second straight goal by a Flyer defenseman. And Cedar through traffic gives the Flyers the 3-1 lead.
Nick Sealer from the point. Shot on net. Great job by Juleson at the top. Making some plays. They stay spread out along that blue line. There's no coverage, but there's bodies in front. And Nick Sealer, just with a well-placed shot. He's got a lane to that net, and he picks the far post. Glove side on Skinner. What a shot by Nick Sealer.
He's got his first career playoff goal. Noah Juleson gets another assist along with Sean Couturier. And the Flyers' fourth line and their defensemen are leading the charge. It's 3-1 Flyers.
Was that the fourth line on the ice again, Tim? Oh, my. The playoff line, that's what we should call them.
So that makes 4 goals by defensemen in this series for the Flyers in 3 games. Less than 3 games. 3-1 Flyers with the lead. In the corner, the Penguins get it out left point. Shea took a shot, blocked away. Now in behind the net, Tommy Novak in front, and Malkin couldn't get it through. That was blocked in front of the net. Here's Connor Clifton. His pass deflected into the near corner. Tippett got there, can't clear up the wall, and the Penguins maintain control. Couturier and Juleson, again, the same 2 that assisted on Risto's goal, assist on Nick Seeler's goal. Seeger's trying to get it to Tippett. That was cut off. Malkin in front. Mantha with a shot. Oh, and Vladar says, I want part of the party. And he makes a key save to keep the Flyers lead at 2. We get a timeout on the ice just past the midway point of this second period. It's a 3-1 Flyers lead on the Philadelphia Flyers broadcast network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hi, everyone. Julie Stewart-Binks here, along with former NHLer Nate Thompson. Join us on Energy Line as we share our takes, stories, and surprise guests every week. Patrick Kane, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Team USA head coach Mike Sullivan, 6-time Stanley Cup champion Mark Messier.
With over 800 NHL games, I know a couple guys.
Biz didn't have Twitter. No one knew who he was, so I called Whit, and I'm like, how's Biz? He was like, I'm telling you right now, you're going to hate him. Then he'll be your best friend.
Listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts,
or wherever you get your podcasts.
Dear Winter, Toyota can't get enough of you because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the Svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's website, says a 10/20/25.
FW Web for plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, pipe, valves, fittings, and more. FW Web supports all customers from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need when and where you need it. With extensive inventory, personalized service, over 100 locations, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast. Visit FWWeb.com for a location near you.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Be here early on Saturday for the Flyers block party before the game. Anyone with a ticket can get early access to the Outfitters team store and enjoy a live DJ, Flyers trivia, food trucks, and more. Game day afternoon.
Zegras, Ristolainen, and Sealer, you know what they have in common? They've all added to the goals for gear scored by the Flyers. Flyers at home and donating $275 a pop to the Learn to Play program presented by ColemanAuto.com. What a second period. Face off back in the Philadelphia zone. The Penguins, Kendall, unable to win it. It goes right to Konechny, and Konechny looks up ice, bangs into the Pittsburgh zone, soft enough not to take a penalty, or not to take an icing. And the Penguins got to go back for that. Skating away from Christian Dvorak. Wotherspoon gets it across center ice. Chinakhov into the Fire zone. Goes wide on York, and York just knocked it off his stick.
Great defensive play by York not to take a penalty there.
Kendall on the wall in front, and Brazeau misses the net. And on alert, Dan Vladar reaches around and covers it. And his glove hand was chopped by a Penguin, and that's what the Flyers take exception to.
It's almost like they can't help themselves. They hear a whistle, and it's just like grab another guy with a different jersey.
In this building, how the hell could you hear anything?
Yeah, that's the problem. That's a lot of the problem, too, is when you're on the ice and the fans are going in this building, you can't hear when that whistle blows, so you continue playing. It creates a lot of scrums. I blame it on the fans, that's why.
Here's somebody on the Jumbotron there recognizing the most dominant playoff performance I ever saw was from Keith Primo so many years ago. And Preems gets a nice salute from this rabid crowd. Off a draw. Flyers controlling their own zone. Ristolainen deep. Plays it up the near side. Deflected to center. Couturier with 2 assists in a period. Stepped into the line. Shoveled it left wing. Sanheim gets to it. Sanheim goes in behind the net. Comes out of the right wing corner to the line to Ristolainen. Risto plays it back on the end wall. Luke Glendening is there. He fights his way through a check. Couturier gets to it. Stuffs it behind the goal line. Check there with Michkov kept alive. Couturier trying to get it back. Michkov at the side of the net, and they're unable to get it. It wasn't Michkov, it was Hathaway. And Crosby outlets. Here's Brian Rust. He'll bang into the Philadelphia zone. Risto is there to cut off Raquel. Taking off the puck, San Unclean's house to Couturier. Check from behind as Couturier was trying to glove that puck down. And the Penguin D-man Clifford got him from behind. They scramble the puck in the corner. Couturier checked by Rust. The play continues. It's still free. Hathaway pushes it back into the scrum. Now finds Risto, and he'll go behind the net. 6:30 to go in a second period that never ends. Ristolainen jumps out from behind the net, trying to skate away from Tommy Novak. Big defenseman gets past Novak and shoveled it in deep. Who says Risto can't skate? My goodness. Pittsburgh, man cut off by Michkov on a good defensive play. Cates trying to feed the line, holds it in for a moment, and then banked it off of Tommy Novak. Penguins the other way. Malkin mishandled that. He's got to play it back to his defense. Clifford inside his own line. Turned it back to Malkin at center. Checked by Noah Cates. Blake Lizotte can't get free. And the loose puck. Denver Barkey's got him pinned up against the boards. The Penguins reaching for it. They still scrum for it. Nobody can come up with this in control. Michkov checked to the ice by Malkin. That may be a penalty. It's going to be a man aside. And that's the easy way out. But no power play, I don't think, will be created here.
Yeah, this is going to be 4-on-4 now.
We get a timeout on the ice. When we come back, the Flyers will have a 2-goal lead with under 6 minutes left in the second on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
When this is the sound of a waterfall in nature, there's no cause for concern. But when it's the sound of water gushing through your living room ceiling because a pipe burst inside the wall, there's reason to panic unless you pick up the phone and call 1-800-SERVPRO. Only the cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro can help make fire and water damage like it never even happened. So make the call to 1-800-SERVPRO at the first sign of water damage. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Calling all camps. Hooked on Hockey makes its return this season, introducing kids to hockey in a fun, beginner-friendly way. For more information on how to get hooked on hockey at your camp, visit PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
Minor penalties called to both Evgeny Malkin and Matvei Michkov. Malkin gets 2 for cross-checking, and Michkov is sent 2 for embellishing. He went down a little easy. So we'll go 4-on-4. One guy has turned the clock back. Sean Couturier has been a monster so far in the first 3 games of this series. He's set up 2 of the 3 Flyer goals in the second. Here's Tippett back out with Zegras. Cam York, Jamie Drysdale. For the Penguins, Kendall comes in to take the draw. Chinakhov, the other forward, with Witherspoon. Taken away by Tippett. He'll play it off the back of the cage. Now into the far corner. Ben Kendall corrals that and outlets. In the middle at center ice, Erik Karlsson trying to put it to a spot. Flyers knock that down. Zegras the other way to the Pittsburgh line. Zegras caught from behind and had the puck knocked away by Karlsson. Erik Karlsson, Pittsburgh's MVP this season, gets it ahead to Chinakhov. He'll miss the net by about 40 feet. Into the left wing corner. Chinakhov leads it on the end wall. Chip free for York. York looks up the ice. Gets it to Zegras, and the Flyers step to center. Zegras, rink-wide pass. Owen Tippett, one man to beat. Tried to stop and then lost it, but Zegras there to clean house. Zegras will curl and then lost control as he tried to snap it across. Pittsburgh the other way. Led by Raquel. Raquel couldn't get it through a falling Ristolainen. He fell intentionally to break that up and timed it perfectly. Over to the right wing circle. Pittsburgh's Achari with a shot. Vladar there to make that save. Zegras gets to it on the far boards and swats it out the center.
Zegras has to get off. He's got some tired legs.
Flyers make a late change in over the line. Girard with a shot. Oh, Vladar falls. It was behind him. He looked back, but Philadelphia got there to play it away. Into the Pittsburgh zone, and Sam Girard almost got one back for the Penguins. Dvorak nearly creates a turnover. Konechny unable to get to the puck in behind the goal as he bounces off of Clifford. And now the Penguins finally come to center. Girard up the left wing, looking at the net, angles it into the right wing corner for Crosby. Crosby back up top at the line. Girard faked the shot. He'll switch spots with Erik Karlsson. Karlsson shoots through traffic and lifted up over the net. Dvorak's got it on the far wall, and Dvorak comes through center ice to the Pittsburgh line. Gave it to Konechny. Pulls into the high slot. Konechny gives it up to Sanheim. He's got to take it off the backhand. And then can't feed Drysdale cleanly. The Flyers got to go out to center ice to protect the puck. Sanheim sends it in deep. If that was in his wheelhouse, Sanheim would have been able to shoot.
Oh, yeah, just those missed passes.
Taken away by Tyson Forster. Curls into the slot. Looking, shooting, and a save by Skinner along the ice. Wrapped on the end wall. Reaching for it is Michkov. Cates goes in front of the net. And Forster unable to get it free. Malkin there to play it away to Tommy Novak, who clears. 3:18 left in the second period. Into the middle. Off a Flyer. Goes right to Malkin. Hathaway forces it back to the Pittsburgh line where the Penguins finally settle a bouncing puck. Erik Karlsson up through the middle. Blake Lizotte cuts back across the grain. Got away from Couturier and winds it in behind the net. Into the right corner. It's swatted below the goal line. Good play by Couturier to jump on that. And Hathaway outlets Luke Glendening. One man to beat. Going wide on Wotherspoon. Trying to force it to the net. Forced in behind the goal. Checked there again. Hathaway is back there trying to help him keep that play alive deep in the Penguin end. Hathaway swats it over to the left wing wall. To the line. Couturier gives it to Juleson. He's a point machine. Shoot. He'll fire it finally behind the net. Check on the far corner by Cedar on Nola Chari. Knocked down a clearing attempt. Kick free. Hathaway unable to get it behind the goal. And the Penguins finally take over as Philadelphia backs off the chain.
Great work. Fourth line again. Hammond Penguins in their D zone, making them play. Wearing them down. They get a fresh set of legs out there.
Flyers scrambled to a loose puck in their own end, and Forster had a chance to clear, couldn't get it out. Zegras has lost his stick. Nola Chari, a nifty move. Now batted out in front. The Penguins just missed Kindle with a pass down the slot. It's out at center ice. Kindle, his rink-wide pass stood up by Forster. Here's Owen Tippett at the Pittsburgh line, and he can't cut into the middle. Taken away by Sam Girard. Mantha into the middle. And jumping out through center ice, Ben Kindle skates to the Philadelphia line. Threw it on goal. Glove saved by Vladar. He wants play stopped with 1:42 to play.
Well, good decision. Dan Vladar understands things need to settle down. Listen, Flyers got a little bit sloppy there, Tim, for my liking. Trying to do a little bit too much.
13-7 now are the shots in favor of the Flyers in this second period. They've got all three goals, though, by Zegras, Ristolainen, and Sealer. Risto, Cedar, Sanheim, and Drysdale all have goals from the Flyer blue line in the first three games of this series.
And you know what? That's really all the Pittsburgh Penguins are giving them in the offensive zone. If they're going to get any shots, it's not going to be from down low or in the middle of the ice. It's going to be from up high, the points. And the points have done a tremendous job of getting that puck through.
Sanheim unable to get it up the wall out of the zone. Crosby knocked that down. It's in the air, batted out by Dvorak, and the Penguins will take it back inside their own line. Minute and a half to go in the second. And what a wild second period this has been. Knocked into the Flyer line. Ristolainen's got to recover. Turned it in behind the net. Sanheim's got a man coming on quickly. That was Rust that got in on the forecheck. Crosby at the line to Wotherspoon. Can't play it back to Crosby. Instead, near side, Raquel shot deflected right on. What a save. What a Adjustment made by Dan Vladar. Now Raquel lays it across. That caromed away from Crosby. Erik Karlsson's got it. Crosby with less than a minute to go in the second period. Up top, Karlsson over to Witherspoon. Shoots one. That was blocked as Ristolainen dove in front of that. Back up top into the circle. Crosby to the point man. Erik Karlsson backs out right point. Sends it in behind the net. Past Crosby. On the near side of the left point, Witherspoon goes point to point. Back to Crosby in the right corner. To the line to Witherspoon. Witherspoon gets it to Rust in the circle. Back to Witherspoon to the line.
Risto's got no stick.
Skating by Karlsson. Switches spots with Witherspoon. Now finds Rust in the left circle. Turn. Goes to the net. Skates by a Flyer. Went to the goal. The gum. Loose puck in the crease. Cleared away by Konechny as they almost took advantage of the stickless Rasmus Ristolainen. Turned over at center ice. Konechny's going to skate back in. He's got Couturier with him. Couturier shoots. Oh, what a save by Skinner as he got that with the blocker. 3 seconds left in the period. The puck to the net. Covered up by Skinner with a 1.5 seconds remaining here in the second period.
Wow. Out of nowhere on that change. It's Konechny that elected to stay on. And two guys jump on. It's Couturier and Hathaway. And this turns into a 3-on-1. Great save by Skinner on that one. That was labeled. That great shot from Couturier in the middle of the ice.
That would have been his third point of the period. This crowd on their feet. They are abuzz as the Flyers score 3 second period goals. This face-off, Flyers think they're going to get one more shot on goal if they execute here. Couturier will try to win it back. Can't do it cleanly, and that'll do it to Hornell Sound. And a great second period comes to an end. Flyer goals by Zegras on the power play. Rasmus Ristolainen, his first career playoff goal, and Nick Seeler adds his first. The Flyers skate off with a 3-1 lead after 2.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with your family's favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how everybody gets a delicious meal they'll love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Dear Savvy, Toyota says you can have it all. With the Camry, the Corolla, and the Corolla Cross. You've got the tech, you've got the drive, and you've got Toyota value that spells affordable. You ready? Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Philadelphia. And our more than 70 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Ready to plan a weekend the whole family can get behind? Find your retreat in Valley Forge and Montgomery County, just outside Philadelphia. From outdoor adventures and hands-on attractions to charming downtowns, there's something for everyone to explore together. As America's 250th birthday approaches, discover the stories that shaped our nation and make a few of your own along the way. Start planning your retreat at valleyforge.org.
Xfinity tech support. I can't get Jurassic Park back online without... But no worries. Our Wi-Fi boosted mobile keeps you connected in all kinds of places.
Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity.
Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Hey Flyers fans, elevate your Xfinity Mobile Arena experience with a membership at Prime Point Social. With a unique in-venue dining experience, a curated Philadelphia-inspired culinary program, and an intimate atmosphere overlooking all the action, Prime Point Social is the place to be this season. As a Prime Point Social member, you have access to an array of amenities and exclusive opportunities. Take your game day experience to the next level with a membership that fits your entertainment needs. For more information on how to become a Flyers Prime Point Social member, give us a call today at 215-218-7825.
This is the Flyers Intermission Report with Jason Martinez and Brian Smith on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Flyers lead the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-1 after 2 periods of play here at Xfinity Mobile Arena. Game 3 of this round 1 series between these two clubs. Game 4 here on Saturday night. And then we'll see what happens as the Flyers looking to grab a 3-0 stranglehold on this series. If Game 5 is necessary, it comes up on Monday back in Pittsburgh. And the Flyers, they can get through 20 more minutes here, Jason. They're going to do everything they can to cancel that return flight. But, this game turns out the way it's pointed right now, and this series turns out the way it's pointed right now, we're going to have just witnessed another historic chapter in this rivalry, I think, there in that second period, because that is the kind of stuff that all of you out there that don't remember what we always talk about of that 2012 series, and maybe too young to remember it, or weren't in the area, whatever. That was reminiscent of that series 14 years ago, that second period, and again, we talked about the Flyers wanting a bounce-back second after a first period where Pittsburgh probably had the best momentum they've had of the series so far. They certainly got it there in period number 2.
That was, I tweeted it out. I mean, this place, it felt like exactly like 2012. And, we've been doing this a long time. We've been in this rink for a lot of games. And, some playoff games and some first-round series, and a Game 7 against the Rangers back in 2014 with Steve Mason. But when you get these two teams together and you get this kind of scar tissue and franchise history, that's the only way you can get this kind of cocktail. You can't mix it up unless you have the perfect ingredients, and the perfect ingredients are there. And we saw every single element of it in that second period. And the Flyers used the crowd to their advantage, even when there was a very long delay. When basically 2 whole lines went in each box, and the Flyers just maintained their composure. And the game that a lot of guys are having tonight, I mean, Sean Couturier, I'm astounded, Smitty, at the level of his play in all areas of the game. Mm-hmm. Owen Tippett's physicality. What did you say in the first period? 6 hits?
6 in the first, yeah.
I feel like he had 600 more. He's 10 hits in the game.
He's 10, yeah. 4 in the second, yep.
And Smitty, these aren't just rubbing a guy out and it counts as a hit. He is absolutely blowing guys up.
Yep.
I mean, and he is not known as a hitter. The way they played that second period, I mean, you'll hear us the first question that I asked Nick Seeler, who scored the 3rd goal for the Flyers. At the end of this intermission, I asked him, I said, it's pretty safe to say you guys don't mind playing this brand of hockey, and they feel very comfortable in it.
And, again, before we get to the highlights, it all snaps back for me to that Washington game.
Whenever Washington came out hitting then?
Whenever that was, the last couple of weeks of the season.
It was the first game back, Smitty, from the Olympic break when the Flyers lost that game.
Well, no, not that one.
The later one.
The later one, the second one, which I think was the last week of March, where the Flyers all of a sudden came out and encountered a Washington team that was just hitting everything in sight. It was the first time I felt like this team had played a game like that, and they lost that game. And after the game, we said, I wonder if that is going to flip a switch, if you will, for this team. And I think that kind of game there is helping them be the team that they are right now tonight.
Sometimes you got to eat a little humble pie to be able to gain something from it.
Yeah.
And again, we always say, like, what are you going to do when something happens to you? How's it going to affect you? Are you going to let it happen again? Or are you going to learn from it and say, that's not going to happen again? They took the second choice. They said, okay, we're not going to let that happen again because we're going to be the ones that initiate the physicality. And they've done it again tonight. Even in that first period, they initiated the physicality. Now, Pittsburgh's tried to be more physical in this game, but they haven't been the ones to initiate physicality to the same degree. Unless you look at the one play where TK gets tackled and gets his helmet ripped off. And, you know, then you got a guy that's not unwilling to drop the gloves and rust after that.
Yeah.
And believe me, he got an earful from TK. He got an earful from Travis Sanheim right in front of me. And I can tell you what he said, but I can't tell you on the air.
For a written transcript of tonight's game, send $2 to Xfinity Mobile Rams. Well,
that covers for an FCC fine these days.
We're going to get social media on the case. They can do whatever they want. Let's get you the goals because we're going to run out of time if we don't because the Flyers scored 3 of them. And the first one coming right after that melee that Jason discussed at the 4:33 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11 total players went to the penalty box. 5 Flyers and 6 Penguins somehow. I think the 6th Penguin was serving maybe the back half of the double minor to Rust. I don't know.
For ripping the helmet off.
I was told there'd be no math, but the Flyers ended up with a power play, and they capitalize on the power play, and it is Trevor Zegras finding his way onto the scene. His first goal of these playoffs made it a 1-1 game.
Middle point. Drysdale shot deflected right out of the loose puck and dished right back into him by Porter Martone. Martone will feed to Drysdale. Zegras with a one-timer. He scores! See a building go wild. The Flyers have tied the game.
It is Zegras from Drysdale and Martone. Porter Martone gets in on the party again at the 5:18 mark, and it is a much-needed power play goal, I think, for the Flyers, both for this team, or for this game, rather. Got ahead of myself. Both for this game and for this team's psyche moving forward.
Absolutely. And the thing I loved about the goal, I mean, absolute beauty of a shot and great pass across. But where does Trevor Zegras go to celebrate said goal? Right in front of the Penguin penalty box. He made it.
I've tweeted a screenshot from the broadcast of that, which is now one of my top 10 favorite photos I think I've seen here, is Zegras going over to celebrate while the 5 guys in the box are all in a merry-go-round circle. It's fantastic.
It's unbelievable. And the key element to this goal is that Jamie Drysdale, he put it on a tee for him, but he didn't fire it at 450 miles an hour. There was pace on the pass, but not too much pace. So you can time that one-timer, and he just beats Skinner short side high. Flyers are on the board.
1-1 at that point. 4 minutes later, the Flyers take the lead, and a guy that everybody was so eager to see in a playoff situation, Rasmus Ristolainen, after all he's been through the last couple of seasons with injuries and trade rumors, he stays here this year at the deadline. And boy, is it huge that he has, as he has been a monster in this game. He gets his first of the playoffs at 9:06 to make it a 2-1 game.
Glendening back in front. Oh, it hit the goal post. It deflected off the pipe. Back in front. Here's Ristolainen. Risto shoots. He scores! Rasmus Ristolainen, in his 3rd career playoff game, gives the Flyers the 2-1 lead.
Ristolainen from Juleson and Couturier, 9:06 of the second period, and again, a huge weight you could see off of Rasmus Ristolainen there.
Unbelievable. He just opens them up and slides it right through the 5-hole. Skinner just doesn't get down and get it closed in time. But how about the pass from Noah Juleson, looking like Teemu Solani with the cross-ice pass? I mean, are you kidding me? What a pass to find Ristolainen pinching down the wall. We talked to Travis Sanheim at the first intermission. I said, I didn't know if I should call him a defenseman or kind of a winger the way they were playing down the walls. Well, Juleson's all the way down below the dot on the left side, and Ristolainen's coming down to the hash marks and gets the pass on the right side. Like, the activation of your D like that is a nightmare to pick up for the opponent. Great job by Ristolainen. 820 regular season games before a playoff game. Now he's got his first playoff goal.
And just when you thought the Flyers had the momentum and could build on it, they do just that. Just over 2 minutes later, a harmless-looking shot from the point from Nick Seeler hits some traffic on the way through and finds its way to the back of the net. It's a 3-1 game.
Go in after it into the corner. Great hit by Hathaway. Flyers get it to the line. Noah Juleson looking through traffic. Finally sends it over to Seeler. Seeler shot, and he scores! Nick Seeler! The second straight goal by a Flyer defenseman. And Seeler through traffic gives the Flyers the 3-1 lead.
It is Seeler from Juleson and Couturier, whose parlay had Noah Juleson with a multi-point night tonight.
He looked looking on the playmaker. I mean, what does he do? He gets the puck at the blue line against the boards, and he migrates to the middle. And you've got 3 Flyers, now 4 Penguins, all migrating to the middle of the ice because Juleson's moving to the middle. That starts to set it up. Seeler gets it, and he winkles back to the middle. There's your layered screen. There's your goal. Smitty, how many times have we talked about it? Move to the middle, sets up the layered screen. Did it again.
Noah Juleson is 29 years old. He's in his 8th NHL season. He has never had a postseason point. He's only played in 2 postseason games, both for Rick Tocchet back in that 23-24 season in Vancouver. And he gets 2 tonight.
Primaries, too.
Primary assists, big assists for just the journeyman. You can call him a journeyman at this point, maybe a defenseman. And, a guy that has done everything that was asked for him this season. I'm going to cut it off, Jason, because I just looked at the clock and we're out of time. We want to get your chat with Nick Seeler. So we'll get to that when we get back as we are headed into the third period here at Xfinity Mobile Arena. That chat with Nick Seeler coming up right after this. Then Tim Saunders and Top Dork have the third period for you here at Xfinity Mobile Arena. 3-1 Flyers after 2. Back after this on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This has been the Flyers Intermission Report on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
I'm Kelly Munson, President and CEO of Independence Blue Cross. Playoff hockey is back in Philadelphia, and we know we can count on the orange and black to deliver passion, grit, and resilience on the ice. Off the ice, you can count on IBX to serve the people of our great city all year long. For more than 85 years, we've been here when you need us, and we're proud to be the official health insurance partner of the Flyers as they compete for the Stanley Cup. From one home team to another.
Let's go Flyers! FW Webb for plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, pipe, valves, fittings, and more. FW Webb supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Webb has what you need when and where you need it. With extensive inventory, personalized service, over 100 locations, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast. Visit FWWeb.com for a location near you.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Philadelphia. And our more than 70 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Fans, discover the Legacy Club in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where every day is a chance to create lasting memories. From its stunning golf course to distinctive dining options and family-friendly amenities, the Legacy Club offers something for everyone. Whether you're perfecting your golf game, enjoying a gourmet meal, or attending their exciting social or family events, the Legacy Club is your happy place. For details, visit thelegacyclub.com. That's thelegacyclub.com.
Your home for Philadelphia Flyers hockey. 97.5 The Fanatic, WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, and 92.5 FM HD3 Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station.
Through 2 periods of play, Flyers now lead 3-1. One of the goal scorers, Nick Seeler, joins us. Still safe to say you guys don't mind playing this brand of hockey.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's obviously playoff style hockey, in our own building. So it's been a great game, and just need to finish strong here in the third.
Well, what do you see on your goal? There's a lot of traffic going to the net. You guys have been around the blue paint all night and trying to take the eyes away from Skinner. Take us through what you saw.
Yeah, great pass by Julia there. Try to take it to the middle. Our coach has been preaching, try to go to the middle a little bit, and then saw a lane, great screens, and thankfully went in.
When you go to the middle, that's when the layered screens start to really develop, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. And coach has done a good job of letting us know and preaching that, and just got to put it into practice, and it worked.
Stay disciplined in third.
Yeah, we need to stay out of the stuff. Obviously, protect our guys, but they're calling quite a bit of stuff, so we just need to stay out of it, stick to our game.
Nick Sealer, the third Flyer goal scorer of the night. Flyers have 4 goals from defensemen in this series. They were 23rd in the league in the regular season with 32 total goals by defensemen. But the boys back at the blue line have come to play in this series. This whole Flyer club has got the Penguins now on their heels. And Fridge, you talk about a desperate Pittsburgh team because going into this third period, basically their season's on the line.
Absolutely. They need a strong third period. They've got to come back in this game. You do not want to go down 3-0 in this series, in this barn with Game 4 coming up on Saturday. I don't think the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to go away quietly at all. You're going to get a massive response early in this period. Flyers have to make sure they sustain it like they have all game.
And Cedar is right that the Flyers cannot allow the Penguins to drag them into after whistle scrums and take penalties. They've really got to maintain their composure here in the third period. Rick Tocchet still wants them to make plays. He doesn't want them just flipping it out and defending. But they've done a good job at it. The fourth line comes out to start this third period. Glenn Denny unable to win the draw. Crosby does, and the third period is underway as Crosby tips it in at the blue line. Back for that Sanheim. Went to the corner. Crosby fed in front, but right to a Flyer, and Couturier starts out. Now he's got a man breaking up through center ice. Ristolainen gives it right wing. Glendening stripped before he could pull it in front of the net. Good defensive play there by Parker Witherspoon. And Ricard Raquel comes to center. He'll gain the red line and send it in deep. All the way out left point. Malkin off the bench. Controls for the Penguins. Gives it up. Sam Girard skates over into the left wing circle. Then trying to throw it to the net. That was batted away. Malkin out of the left wing corner. Left it off the wall. Sanheim got there first. Gets help from Martone. He'll shovel it into the air off the stick of Malkin and picked up by Martone. He hits the Pittsburgh line. Gives it right wing to Konechny with a shot. And Martone almost got a piece of that in front. York into the corner. Buried on the loose puck. The Penguins. Mantha takes over at the side of his own goal and skates ahead. Anthony Mantha chipped it to the Philadelphia line. In is Tommy Novak onside. Novak looking for Malkin. Checked in behind the goal by Cam York. And the Flyers forced her outlets. Porter Martone's got one man to beat. He's also got help coming, but he just dumps it in behind the net. And that's probably the smart play.
Absolutely. That's a really smart play by Martone. He's the third guy caught out there. He's got guys coming late, but he's got to get off the ice.
Good play by Nick Sealer at his own blue line to keep the Penguins from getting it in. And then Pittsburgh goes in deep in behind their own net. Shea, a long stretch pass up the left wing. Behind the defense, Chinakhov with a shot. Broken stick on the ice. Actually, it looked like a blade that's on the ice underneath in the net. Vladar doesn't have a blade on one of his skates. It's in the goal. And finally, the referee is seeing it. I saw it come off his skate. I didn't know at first what it was. But it's the blade of the right skate of Dan Vladar's.
Well, let's hope he's okay. That's a dangerous situation for a goaltender. Their blades are different than normal skates. Their posture on their skates is different. You can see he's kind of laboring, but there's no skate blade.
Man, if you go down to put pressure on what you think is a blade and it's not there, you know how easily that is to pull a groin?
That's exactly the thing. The risk you run.
He's up, and he's going to go for a skate. He is shaking a little, but...
What a save, though. What a save.
Yeah, he makes the save with one blade. That was the shot by Chinakhov that knocked the blade out of Vladar's skate, and he still was able to scramble to his skates and do the split saves and make one.
Yeah, trainer's with him now. They're going to spend some time with him. Give him a little...
Oh, man. If he's not right.
Time to rest.
Rich, if he's not right, you don't have any choice.
Yeah, you got to take him out. If he's not feeling right, take him out now. If he's okay, he's okay.
He's convinced Tommy he ain't going anywhere. So Vladar collects himself. The faceoff's going to be in the circle to his left. It's Ben Kindle to take it against Noah Cates. On the draw. Cates wanted to the corner. Cam York gets there, but up the boards, it's kicked right back to a Flyer. Another keep in there by Shea. A third time, he's not going to do it the third time as the Flyers lift it into the air down the ice. That will go far enough for an icing, and then the other linesman waves it off. So Pittsburgh sends it to center. Right to Couturier. Waits for his teammate to get inside. Back in front. Here's Denver Barkey. Barkey into the slot. Tipped away to center by the Penguins. Fired in by Jamie Drysdale, and Pittsburgh's got to go back and get that as Philadelphia changes. Joining Couturier is Luke Glendening and Garnet Hathaway. Lizotte gains the red line and fired it in deep. Hathaway bumped it in behind his own goal line. Juleson gets it to Couturier. Couturier scoops it out at center, reaching for that. Hathaway kicked it in offside, and that'll bring a whistle and a faceoff out at center.
Oh, I like the play. They're getting it up into the neutral zone. Not too hard, so it goes for an icing. But they've got bodies on that puck.
I think back, Fridge, to the last few weeks of the regular season, and we harped about the fourth line and the importance of the fourth line, and I could almost feel a certain segment of Flyer fans saying, it's a fourth line. How important is it? You're seeing how important
Absolutely.
it is.
And it's the way that it's made up. It's not a typical fourth line. You got the captain of the team taking a lesser role, but he's doing so much more with less.
Couturier is probably one of the stars, if not the first star of this game tonight. 5-0 in faceoffs after 2 periods of play. He's got 2 assists.
Led the team in hits in the first 2 games.
And I think for the series still does. Here's Chris Letang into the middle for Crosby. Crosby has to turn away from Porter Martone. And you can tell by the Bluebirds when Crosby has the puck on his stick. Sam Girard skates ahead. Gets the red line, hammers one in deep. Vladar behind the goal will stop it there. And then play it past Crosby on the wall. Raquel knocked it down with the body. Flyers flip into the line, but not out. Erik Karlsson threw it on goal and gloved by Vladar with traffic in front. As the Penguins, Crosby was waving at it before he was put to the seat of his pants.
That was Ristolainen with a little bit of body.
Him down.
Yeah, a little bit of body.
You talk about the best trades you don't make. The top Flyer D pair were both all but traded at one point. Certainly Sanheim was. That got nixed a few years ago. Ristolainen's name came up in all kinds of rumors at the deadline. Man, are the Flyers happy they didn't pull that trigger.
It's not like they're attempting to trade those players. It's just when you're in the position you're in as a franchise. A lot of teams are calling for guys like Risto and Tippett.
Chance in tight by Brian Rust. That was turned away by Vladar. Big forecheck the other way. Glendening upends a man. That was Erik Karlsson. Hathaway trying to get it back in front. He's tripped up. They scramble the puck in below the goal line, and spinning free is Witherspoon to Karlsson. He's got a little room now and plays it past Couturier to center. Off the stick of Raquel. It'll go wide of the Philadelphia net. No icing, though. Risto hammers it up that far wall, and Philadelphia starts out. Porter Martone dances through the middle at center ice, all the way into the Pittsburgh zone. Tried to take a shot from the circle. That was blocked in front. Martone, a centering pass into the high slot, controlled by Dvorak, connecting back down low. Martone braces for a hit, but unable to get to the puck. And the Penguins come up, but a good effort by the Flyers to keep working in the offensive zone. Pittsburgh now at the Philadelphia line, and Mantha got it, deflected right on, and Vladar had to make a save. The puck is swept into the corner and finally cleared by Drysdale up the ice.
Nice play by Drysdale coming through the mouth of that crease, picks that puck up in stride and smoothly gets it out of there and makes a play into the neutral zone.
Kindle curls inside his own line. Karlsson gave it to Kindle, hits the Flyer line, gets free, pulled up with a shot, sticked by Drysdale up over the net. Great recovery by Jamie Drysdale.
And that's exactly Drysdale's defensive style. He's not the biggest guy, but he's smart and he's got speed. If you think that you got him, you think you've got him by reach, he's got the speed to get there. That's the one thing that he's learned. I ain't going to get guys with grit force. It's going to be speed. He knows his talent. He knows his skill. That shot right there, most guys are going to have the ability to get that off. Well, he's got the speed to get in position and mess that shot up.
We're just about 5 minutes into the third period. Flyers with a 3-1 lead. And Philadelphia off the glass, a clear. Tippett closes the gap on Erik Karlsson. Almost knocked it off of his stick. And Karlsson backhands it through the middle at center ice. Now Kindle at the line. He's in. A penalty coming up. A shot knocked down in front. The penalty is going to be on Philadelphia on the delayed call as Owen Tippett gains control. It's going to be a trip that'll put the Penguins on the man advantage here early in the third as Owen Tippett will get caught.
On the back check at the blue line, you're playing that puck.
It's Forster, rather.
2 minutes for tripping.
Forster on the back check. Kindle tries to break through and catches Forster's skate. Well, the penalty kill has a job to do for the Philadelphia Flyers now, Tim. They've been good.
Yeah, they've been good this whole series. This is Pittsburgh's third power play opportunity. Skinner went to the bench, and now he'll come back in a position. Flyers going right to left, but a huge penalty kill right here with Forster off for tripping.
And a big job for the penalty killers. Make sure that Pittsburgh cannot get set up.
Penguins have Malkin up top on the power play. That's always dangerous for Pittsburgh because he's not a good defender. And that's one of the reasons the Penguins have given up so many shorthanded goals. Karlsson up the left side. Dropped it back. At the line, Crosby gets it ahead to Malkin. Malkin skates in. Chipped it back to the point. Karlsson gets it over to Crosby. Back to Erik Karlsson. Karlsson off the wall. Crosby fired it rink wide. Raquel on the left wing. Turned it in behind the net. Malkin over to Crosby in the right circle. Teed it up. Karlsson over to the left wing circle. But Ricard Raquel couldn't take the one-timer. Got away from Crosby. And Philadelphia had a chance to clear. Couldn't get it out. Brian Rust leaves it in the corner for Malkin. Cuts into the circle. In front. The backhand shot. And Vladar able to make that save on Brian Rust in tight. Still loose. The Penguins keep it alive. Out to the left point. Erik Karlsson walks into the slot. Gives it up to Malkin. Malkin side of the net. Raquel back to Malkin. He couldn't take the shot immediately. He'll corral it, play it into the middle, batted away from Rust. That'll trickle out to center. That'll allow the Flyers to get a change, but Rust curls right back in. Flipped it right wing. Sidney Crosby. Back to Rust behind the goal line. He was checked hard on the end wall. They scrum for the puck into the corner. Crosby feeds the line, and Karlsson gets there to hold it in. Erik Karlsson. Kept it alive for Malkin into the left wing circle. Down low. Rust cuts in front. Lost control. The loose puck. Crosby right through the goal mouth. And it stays out. And shaking up was Dan Vladar. He's hurt and gets up holding, I think, an elbow. I can't quite tell.
He was down rolling around on his back.
I don't know if somebody fell on an arm or what it was, but the trainer will come out, and Vladar is trying to shake this off. But the blocker glove is off, and he took that in the hand, I think. What a wild scramble as Sidney Crosby put it right through the crease.
Yeah, I was watching the replay here. Vladar gets his blocker caught under his hand.
Oh, Rust kneeled on that hand, and that's how Vladar was shaken up and lost that blocker. So contact made by Brian Rust, and Vladar has had a rough third period physically.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's trying to get to the crease there. It looks like he's okay. I just think he might have twisted his wrist, his blocker side wrist. His wrist slid through there on his knees.
Trainer still out there with Vladar waiting for, trying to decide whether he's good to stay. And Vladar, you know, is trying to talk him into letting him stay. But this is the MVP of the team, not only in the regular season, but frankly in the first 3 games of this playoff series, is Dan Vladar. Both goaltenders, Fridge in this series, have been just outstanding.
I agree. Yeah, Skinner's had a tremendous game. It's taken a lot of work.
That's, I guess, incidental contact with Vladar because Russ was not hit into the Flyer netminder, but he's going to stay in there. And the Flyers have just got to really be mindful of keeping the Penguins from the porch there. Give him a little room. Standing ovation for Dan Vladar. Face-off into the left circle. 30 seconds left in the penalty time on Tyson Forster. Flyers dish it into the corner, but unable to clear up the wall yet. Couturier takes a man up against the boards at the point. Carlson gives it up. Raquel to Russ. Back to Carlson. Brian Russ, top right circle, looking at the net, behind the back. Carlson into the left wing circle. Here's Crosby, shoots, deflected right onto the save. They take it in behind the net. Raquel gets it over to the near half wall. Crosby went to the bench for a new stick after he broke it. Intercepted by Couturier at the Philadelphia line, and he'll dump it the rest of the way down.
Well, Couturier was looking to Glendening, and Glendening waved him to get it in deep so they can change. Good decision.
Carlson skates in. They lay it across into the left wing corner. Chopped behind the net by Brazeau. Half wall. Carlson right through the goal mouth, but from that angle, that'll climb the far boards and go all the way back into the Pittsburgh end. Broken stick on the ice. Officials trying to clean that up, take it away in behind the net. Flyers deep in the Pittsburgh zone. Konechny trying to get it back in front. Porter Martone spins free. Turned it out left point. Cedar with a shot off the stick. Dvorak leaves it on the half wall. Martone back to Cedar, and he misses the net with that. Juleson gets over to the right point. Hammers it in deep below the goal line, but Carlson will dish it up the wall and out. Anthony Mantha at center. Knocked out of the zone, knocked out of the air by Porter Martone, and he'll put it back in.
Good job. Good positioning in the neutral zone by Martone. Takes a hit on the way to the bench.
Kendall outlets. Here comes Chinakhov for the Penguins. Hits the line. Pulled up with a shot wide of the net. Karam off the end wall. Covered by Dan Vladar with the glove as the Penguins go crashing in front. Sticks up high. And they will separate everybody. In fact, there may be penalties called here. We get a timeout. 11:48 to go in the third. It's still 3-1 Flyers on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Dear Winter, Toyota can't get enough of you because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/25.
Xfinity tech support. I can't get Jurassic Park back online without... But no worries. Our Wi-Fi boosted mobile keeps you connected in all kinds of places.
Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Philadelphia. And our more than 70 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Don't miss any of the Flyers playoff hockey action at home. Tickets for round 1 of the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs are on sale now at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
Well, Matvei Michkov led the Flyers in penalty minutes in the regular season. He's just taken the only penalty here after a scrum around the net. It'll be Ruffy on Michkov, and the Penguins 1 for 3 on the man advantage, get their 4th chance. Talk about opening the door.
Yeah, they got their work cut out here. 11:48, plenty of game left. Flyers got a big kill here.
You'd like to think that they wouldn't make one penalty call this late in the game, but it was a penalty. Flyers win the draw. Drysdale hard around past Malkin all the way down the ice.
Yeah, you got to know you're going to get the call in a situation like this in a playoff game if you have any inkling of making a penalty.
Pittsburgh from their own line. Raquel will lug the puck to the Flyer line. Right wing pass Brian Russ. Turned it back up top. Carlson will walk the line over to Malkin. Malkin gives it up, gets it back from Crosby. Now Crosby in behind the net. Finds Raquel in the far circle. Center point, Erik Karlsson for Malkin. Across, a good flyer stick. Couturier deflects it to center. Couturier will make his way to the bench, replaced by Noah Cates. Malkin curls into the middle at center ice, leaves it in his own line. Raquel gains the Philadelphia zone and fired it in behind the net. Sanheim in the far corner gives it up to Cates, and Cates is going to skate and then just chip it down the ice as Philadelphia wants a change on the PK. 1:03 left in the penalty on Michkov. Jumping out of his own zone, Noah Chari. Actually, it's Karlsson. Got a step on Noah Cates. Dropped it back. Tommy Novak in over the line. Right wing pass. Rust to the point. Erik Karlsson gives it to Raquel. Raquel, he's got a man below the goal line. Turned out of the corner and feeds up top. Karlsson goes across to Crosby. Below the net. Anthony Mantha to Raquel. They tee it up. Erik Karlsson with a shot. They score. That got through Vladar and trickled in. The power play goal by Erik Karlsson makes it a one-goal game as Karlsson has his first goal of the series.
Now we said, Tim, the power play is where the advantage is going to come for Pittsburgh. Karlsson with the big bomb from the point as the Pittsburgh Penguins move it around in the offensive zone on the power play. This one gets up top, and it's a one-timer. Beats Vladar. May have changed direction on the way in. I don't think this one went straight in. Vladar got a piece of it, and it just squeaked behind him and got into the back of the net. So the Flyers got a game. It's a one-goal lead they have now, but it's important and critical. They stay out of the box. Stay out of the scrums.
Tommy Novak will draw one of the two assists and a goal by Erik Karlsson. And for Karlsson, it's his 9th career playoff goal. 3-2 now with a half a period to play. The bouncing puck. Noah Chari is onside. Rolls it to the net. Vladar will cover it. And we'll get a face-off in the Philadelphia zone. Well, that's just a penalty you don't need to take, and it proves costly.
Yeah, you got to know. You got to know. You got to know what you're doing out there. Scrums, you got the lead. You don't even get into them. That's pointless. Skate away. Get the ref in there as much as you can.
So Zegras comes out for a draw in his own zone with Tippett and Forrester. It's Drysdale and York. On the draw, Kendall, but Zegras going to be tossed out here. They're going to replace him with Owen Tippett for the faceoff in the circle to the right of Dan Vladar. 5-on-5. Philadelphia couldn't get to it in the corner. Ben Kendall, a bad angle, trying to throw it out in front. It bounces over the stick of Zegras. Drysdale cleans house. Zegras tipped it to center. Let the Penguins control there. Sam Girard will wind it in deep. Into the far corner. Tippett braces for a hit. Trying to play it through the skates of Noah Chari and finally clear to the line. Good keep in by Letang, but now Tippett gains control and he'll step it back to the Pittsburgh line. Flyers get a change made. Kendall at center. Ahead to Justin Brazeau, and he'll send it in deep. Juleson around. That goes by Martone. That'll be icing against Philadelphia with 9:25 on the clock here in the third. Well, it wouldn't be playoff hockey if it weren't a little tense in the third period.
Yeah, there's some intensity here, Tim. It's getting a little bit quieter, but Flyers trying to generate a pass out of the zone so they can jump through the neutral zone and get on the rush. But right now, it's Pittsburgh's got control of the puck. They're maintaining offensive zone time.
I would not be surprised to see Rick Tocchet kind of shorten his bench the rest of the way here. Here's Konechny. Had a chance to clear. Didn't get that out. Kept in by Wotherspoon. Juleson in the corner. Leaves it on the wall. Konechny wins a battle and skates away. To center ice. Falling was Wotherspoon on the loose puck. Flyers around side. Dvorak sidesteps a man and gets to it below the net. He'll roll it around to the far half wall. And Porter Martone, a good job to keep it into the line. What a play by Martone. Eye-hand coordination that's unmatched.
Yeah, defensive prowess. He's got that ability to pick those pucks and passes off. We've seen it a couple times.
Mantha will flip it into the crowd. That's going to be a delay of game penalty on Pittsburgh. And the Flyers are going to get a power play. We get a timeout on the ice. When we come back, Philadelphia with the man advantage will try to take another 2-goal lead. It's 3-2 Flyers on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Dear Savvy, Toyota says you can have it all. With the Camry, the Corolla, and the Corolla Cross. You've got the tech, you've got the drive, and you've got Toyota value that spells affordable. You ready? Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
When this is the sound of a waterfall in nature, there's no cause for concern. But when it's the sound of water gushing through your living room ceiling because a pipe bursts inside the wall, there's reason to panic unless you pick up the phone and call 1-800-SERVPRO. Only the cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro can help make fire and water damage like it never even happened. So make the call to 1-800-SERVPRO at the first sign of water damage. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Stick check. It's snack time, Flyers fans. So ditch those tiny, bland, boring mozzarella sticks and level up with Big Mott's. Made with 100% whole milk mozzarella and real fresh ingredients. We've raised the bar on flavor, so whether you're at the arena for the game or making a pit stop at Wegmans, Big Mott's sticks deliver the crispy, cheesy perfection you need. Stick check. Pick up Big Mott's at the Flyers game or Wegmans and taste what you've been missing.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Text hockey to 61259 to sign up for Flyers text messages. You'll receive special ticket offers, exclusive content, breaking news, and more.
Well, the Flyers are going on the power play. The 23rd penalty called in this game. Philadelphia 1 for 2 on the man advantage. Here comes their third Pico power play chance. And I'm of the mind that the next goal wins.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those types of games.
Cates on the draw. He's out there with Forster and Martone. Zegras and Drysdale. Witherspoon from behind his own net is able to clear all the way down. And Vladar gives it back to Jamie Drysdale. Right up the middle. In behind the defense is Cates. He's in. Walks in. Backhand. Oh, what a save on the glove of Stuart Skinner to keep this a one-goal game. What a save of the Penguin netminder.
How about that? Skinner with a beautiful glove save. Noah Cates in on a breakaway. What a nice pass. Jamie Drysdale absolutely wires this pass through the full zone. Forehand to backhand. Skinner was in position, just gloves it.
If you don't appreciate where Jamie Drysdale has taken his game, just look at that play. My goodness.
Just threads that pass right up the middle on the tape. Skinner's at the bench right now.
He's got the helmet off. They're working on a strap. Referee's over there trying to make sure that's legit. But he's getting plenty of time. Same group for the Flyers. Martone with Zegras. Cates, Forster, and Drysdale. Skinner makes his way back between the pipes. And on the faceoff in that first circle, Zegras wins it cleanly. Jamie Drysdale near side of Forster with a shot. One-timer didn't get it all. Partially blocked, wrapped in behind the net, off the back of the cage. The Penguins, Witherspoon loses it to Trevor Zegras, and he'll turn it back up right point. Jamie Drysdale gives it to Zegras, curls into the circle on the right side. They've got Cates net front. Back to Drysdale with a shot that got through, and Skinner swallows that up as Cates took a hit in front. And this is where you got to turn the other cheek, because after whistles, you're going to take a hit, and you got to be willing to just take it.
And Cates does here. He takes a cross-check right in the side of the head.
Yep.
From Witherspoon, skates away. Ref sees it, and that's good. That's fine. But bank it, and you better make the call next time, because you're going to deal with somebody getting upset, and things can get out of control.
Same group still out there. Face-off left circle in the Pittsburgh zone. Philadelphia wins the draw again. Drysdale will get free in the slot with a shot. And diving in front of that was Noah Chari. Flyers keep it in. Porter Martone, top left circle. Back over to Drysdale. To the far circle. Net front is Forster. Cates is in the bumper. Zegras with a shot wide of the net to carry him off the end wall. And Forster will get it back to Trevor Zegras. Now Jamie Drysdale at the middle point. Drysdale to Zegras. Top right circle. Looking for a shooting lane. They play catch. Zegras and Drysdale. Trevor Zegras has got Forster in the bumper now. Zegras with Cates net front. Drysdale back to Trevor Zegras. Side of the net. He scores! Cates spins in front. And Noah Cates on the power play. Stopped on the breakaway. He isn't stopped here. From in tight, Noah Cates gives the Flyers their second power play goal of the game and a 4-2 lead.
That's why you love this game. Cates takes a cross-check in the head. And then gets the goal to boot on the power play for the Philadelphia Flyers. Gives them a 2-goal lead, but this is great moves on the power play. Drysdale and Zegras going to work. Little movements that they're making, especially Zegras on the half wall. He's breaking down, creating space, trying to find a lane. That lane opens up, it goes low, and this is just a nice little play. A little dipsy-doo from Noah Cates, and he elevates his puck to beat Stuart Skinner, blocker side. Big goal for Noah Cates.
He is the fourth Flyer to score his first goal in the playoffs. Noah Cates after 18 goals in the regular season. Now in behind the net, guarded Hathaway deep in the Pittsburgh zone. It's going to be Cates from Zegras and Drysdale. Flyers are up 2 with 7 minutes to play in Game 3. Crosby's rink-wide outlet. Kick back to Chris Letang, and Letang will push it in deep in behind the Philadelphia's net. The bouncing puck batted away, and Sanheim will chip it out the center.
You know, not a lot of panic in the Flyers game at all tonight. They've been poised to a man all over the ice.
Crosby into the middle. Girard will turn it back in deep. I think the Penguins were as stunned as I was at the play that Noah Cates made. Now we get another penalty. It's going to be on Philadelphia. Off to the bench is Stuart Skinner. Off the bench is Malkin. Malkin gives into the right circle. Mantha can't dish a pass in front. And another penalty for hooking on Philadelphia will put the Penguins back on the man advantage. Ristolainen and Couturier are arguing, but it's going to be the Flyer captain that goes on.
Number 14, 2 minutes for hooking.
He's going to get called on the hook. This is below the goal line. Coming out of the corner, his stick gets caught. This isn't a hook, but the refs seem to think so.
The Penguin player had a hold of Couturier's stick.
Yeah, well, it was stick on stick. It's no hook, actually. But the Penguins player's stick is preventing the hook from happening, but he's coming through the crease, and there's contact. The ref's hand went up pretty quick.
Well, we said this series will potentially turn on the Flyers' ability to keep it 5-on-5. First 2 games, they did a pretty good job of it. Not so much tonight, because the Penguins are about to get their 5th man advantage. Both teams have 2 power play goals in the game, though.
You know what? On the power play, the earlier power play, there was a time there when Vladar was hurt, right, with the wrist. Coots was on the first minute, 15 seconds. And then that rest allowed Coots to stay on for the remainder of that kill.
Yep.
And he finished the kill.
Well, it's going to be taking their best penalty killer off the ice with Couturier in the penalty box. So that's a huge loss. And this may well be the game right here. If they can kill this off, their Flyers will be in good position. Penguins win the draw in the Philadelphia zone. 2 for 4 on the man advantage. The Penguins get it back up top. Erik Karlsson looking for Malkin. Malkin off the left wing boards. Trying to get it to the side of the net. Tipped away from Brian Rust. And Philadelphia will get to the loose puck. Batted ahead by Christian Dvorak. And coming out of the net to play it away was Skinner.
Great speed by Dvorak to chase that down.
Carlson right wing pass. Crosby wheels it in deep behind the goal. To the left wing corner. Collision. The puck goes free to Malkin at the line. got to attack Malkin at that point because he doesn't defend. Crosby's got a man in the left circle. A shot fired through the crease and wide by Rust. Good keep in by Erik Karlsson. Now Malkin, top left circle. And Kenny Malkin, back center point. Net front is Raquel. Crosby, top of the right circle. Good pass, tipped away into the corner by Sanheim. It's up over the glass and on a play.
Yeah, great play by Sanheim, and that's just a read. The Flyers penalty kill work so good together. Any lane opens up, any other killer knows exactly where that lane's going to be, and they instantly put their stick into anything going across ice.
Flyers will keep Dvorak and Glendening down on the penalty kill. Sealer and Ristolainen. It's Crosby waiting to take this draw on the circle to the right of the Philadelphia net. 4-2 Flyers. And the Pens with a man advantage. Behind the net, Ross gets it over to Raquel. Top left circle, right circle for Crosby. Crosby shoots, and Vladar might have gotten a piece of that with the handle of his stick. It comes to Glendening, and they'll swat it down the ice. And then it'll go to the bench. Out on the PK comes Cates with guarded Hathaway. And they drop it inside the Pittsburgh line. Raquel got to it. Pittsburgh angles it into the right wing corner, deep in the Flyers zone. Cedar left into the corner. Good spin move by Noah Cates, and Cates will clear all the way down the ice.
Great play by Noah Cates. Evades with his body, head check on the way out, and that one move allows him to free the ice all the way down.
Penguins back into the power play with 20 seconds left. Below the net, Ben Kindle whips it hard around to the left point. Chinnikov is there with traffic in front of the net. That get through it to save. Vladar's able to poke it back into the corner. Malkin feeds the line again. Chinnikov again to Chris Letang. Back to Igor Chinnikov with a shot off a Flyer. It goes wide. Off the end glass. Still into the corner. Malkin reaches for it. Penalty is over, and it's out at center ice. Behind the defense is Couturier. Tippett going to the net, and the pass for Tippett deflected away wide as the Flyers almost had one right there.
Yeah, Couturier picks this one up out of the box. Nice little play to get that out by Sealer. And almost Owen Tippett. Backdoor play.
Flyers up by 2. Just over 4 minutes to play in the third period. Pittsburgh at the Philadelphia line. Can't get it in deep. Dvorak out for Konechny, and Konechny will chip it up the wall as they run at him and then put it back into the Pittsburgh zone. It's Martone with Dvorak. Sealer. Konechny and Ristolainen. Ristolainen's got to hurry back to a puck in the corner. Took a hit as he tries to spin it free behind the net. Justin Brazeau drags it free, and Brazeau from deep gets it to the left point, and Girard's shot was blocked, and Porter Martone pushes it ahead. Konechny trying to pull back into the Pittsburgh zone was out of gas, and he'll just put it in, and Philadelphia will get fresh legs.
And a couple times the Flyers have made very selfless decisions getting that puck in deep if they don't have the juice to go for a rush. Konechny just does it right there.
Broken up at the Flyer line, Tyson Forster. He gets it over to Cates. Cates banks it ahead. Here's Owen Tippett hitting the line. Driving in front, took the shot, deflected. Up over the glass, into the netting, and out of play. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in Game 3. It's a 4-2 Flyers lead on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
This is Philadelphia Flyers hockey on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Philadelphia has always been about toughness, grit, and innovation. And your Flyers are no exception. That's why they skate stronger with Next-Gen Hyperbaric. Using cutting-edge hyperbaric oxygen therapy, Next-Gen helps players recover quicker, heal better, and maintain energy through the grind of the season. From training to game day, Next-Gen keeps athletes ready to perform at their best. Proud to support the Flyers, proud to support Philly, Next-Gen Hyperbaric, the future of recovery is here.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen. Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
Ready to plan a weekend the whole family can get behind? Find your retreat in Valley Forge and Montgomery County, just outside Philadelphia. From outdoor adventures and hands-on attractions to charming downtowns, there's something for everyone to explore together. As America's 250th birthday approaches, discover the stories that shaped our nation and make a few of your own along the way. Start planning your retreat at valleyforge.org.
Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Stay up to date on all things Flyers by signing up for the Flyer Wire email newsletter. Register today at philadelphiaflyers.com/FlyerWire.
Zegras, Ristolainen, Sealer, and Noah Cates, the Flyer goal scorers in all 4 cases, their first career playoff goals. Pittsburgh came into the series collectively with over 800 more playoff games of experience. But the Flyers, will say it again, are the younger, the faster, the more physical team, and it's a changing of the guard in the Metropolitan Division. Pittsburgh's window is closing. The Flyers is being propped open.
Music to the ears, Tim. Music to the ears. The Flyers are playing some good hockey tonight. They ain't done yet.
Couturier unable to win the draw. Crosby did. There goes Skinner. So the Penguins will pull their netminder for the extra attacker with 3 minutes left. Pittsburgh stuffs it in deep. Behind his goal is Rasmus Ristolainen. Swats into the corner, knocked down by Crosby. The loose puck pushed away from Malkin, but Russ gets it to Crosby. Crosby into the circle, broken up and flipped to center by Philadelphia. Again for the Flyers, it's Glendening out with Hathaway and Couturier. This fourth line has been phenomenal. Here's Brian Rust. He's got a man going to the net, deflected up over the goal by Ricard Raquel. It's up and out of play.
Well, they like that drive-by play. They enter wide with the puck, pull up a little bit, but then that far winger, rather than driving, the cuts across for a high tip play.
Who do you like for the empty netter?
I think Coots is going to get it.
It's his night, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been his series. It's been his push. It's been his team that he's brought into this position, I think.
Crosby on the faceoff. Couturier swats it over to the near wall. Malkin gets to it. The swing behind the net. Got it in front. Got it away. And a shot from the point by Letang. Hit a body with that in front. Pittsburgh keeps it in. Carlson into the right wing corner. Malkin back to Carlson. Hopped over his stick all the way back behind the Pittsburgh empty net. As Philadelphia will get another change made.
Fresh
2:15
legs
on the clock.
Fresh legs. No icing right there. Failed play.
Dvorak and Zegras out. Now the Flyers knock it down to the line, and York lifts it into the air. Bounces the puck back in deep, but wide of the net. Penguins play it behind the goal. Erik Karlsson turned away from Travis Konechny. And Karlsson skates out. Gets the red line. Fires it behind Dan Vladar into the left wing corner. Goes Nick Sater behind the net. Glove down there by Jamie Drysdale. Clearing attempt. Couldn't get that up the boards. At the line, Zegras is able to push it back to the Pittsburgh zone.
Again, not all the way down. They're not taking that icing, letting Pittsburgh set up with an offensive zone draw. Smart hockey.
Tippett now with Cates. Right wing pass. Crosby at the line. Into the Philadelphia zone. He's got Ben Kindle below the net. Kindle swings behind the goal. Comes out the left corner. Played it to the line. Letang in front. Turnaround shot by Tommy Novak. And Vladar got that. Novak on the near half wall. Pressured Tippett. Shoveled it to center. Tippett's going to get to it. Looking at the empty net. He scores! Owen Tippett ices it. Puts it into the empty goal. And the Flyers are going to win Game 3 and take a commanding 3-0 series lead.
Now there you go, Philadelphia. You got your win under the belt in the playoffs. Courtesy of this special group in Philadelphia. Owen Tippett, 3 strides. Not many guys in the NHL can catch him anyways. He breaks away, and it's an easy empty net goal. Stewart comes back in. Still about a minute left in this game, but this is where the Flyers got to be smart. You don't want to give them any life or any reason to have life into that 4th game coming up here.
Tippett plays to the Sea of Orange here at Xfinity Mobile Arena. What a night as the Flyers have closed down the Pittsburgh Penguins. Hathaway up the far side, unable to get it in deep. Lake Lizotte hits the Philadelphia zone, and the shot thrown to the goal mouth. A bouncing puck in the crease, and Vladar on his hands and knees covers it with a minute left in the game.
Good job by Vladar. closing it up. What a game. What a battle. An absolute warrior, Vladar is. He took a beating there. The skate came off. A scary moment with the leg. You got to worry about that stuff. Raquel coming through the crease there with the wrist. Trainer comes out twice. He shakes him off twice, says, don't throw the towel, and I'm staying in this one.
On the draw, the Flyers, Noah Juleson got it to the line, but didn't clear. Good stick by Cedar to break up a pass. Here's Clifton shot, knocked down by Vladar. Philadelphia bats it away to center, and the Penguins recover in the neutral zone. 42 seconds left here. Shea angles it in behind the net. The Penguins know there's not much more they can do. Blake Lizotte will skate to center. Gives it to Connor Dewar, and Dewar will stuff it back in deep. Juleson written into the end wall. Couturier there to play it away to Konechny. 24 seconds left in the game. Flyers dish it out back into the Pittsburgh zone. The Penguins go back for that. The crowd is on its feet. The Xfinity Mobile Arena, it's the energy in this pandemonium, the energy in this building is unbelievable. And for the 11th time in team history, the Flyers win the first 3 games of a best-of-7 series. They've got the Pens on the break. Flyers win Game 3, 5-2.
Porter Martone right now at center ice with the linesman and one of the Penguins guys.
Martone is trying to throw shots over the referee, over the linesman at Ben Kindle. Martone is smiling the whole way. And how else would you expect a Flyer-Penguin game to end? In the playoffs, this is what you come for.
This is what you come for. Porter Martone's making himself a household name in Philadelphia.
Here come the Flyers. They're going to surround Dan Vladar, who's won his first 3 playoff starts. And the Flyers in complete command now. When they win the first 3 games of a best-of-7 series, the Flyers are a perfect 10-0. And they'd
chances are on their side, Tim.
Well, they'd like to avoid a return trip to Pittsburgh.
Well, this was the biggest game of the series for Pittsburgh. But the Philadelphia Flyers were able to shut them down. And again, it's the strong defensive play, the resilience of the Philadelphia Flyers that we've seen all year. But this is where it pays off. They've got the